Hello, welcome in everyone. Thank you for joining us. Today we'll be having a special guest. I hope you'll enjoy this topic. If you could take this time to share out this live, that'd be great. We'll be with you shortly. Welcome in everyone. Today we have special guests, the 21st Century Suffragettes. They have a great channel if you're into real news. And if you like having fun, they smoke, they drink, they dab, they laugh. So if you're into all that, check them out live Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. Hit that notification bell so you know when they're coming on. They also have shorts, little videos. You can replay the lives. They have special guests, and they really just put a lot of effort and work into the show so you guys know what's going on. Without further ado, let's get right to it.
Yay! Hi, everyone. Oh my gosh, so many of you in the chat. It's lovely to meet you all. If you haven't been to my channel before, thank you so much for coming. And if you'd be so kind as to hit the subscribe. If you like spooky
and the thumbs up.
And the thumbs up. If you like spooky stories, tarot readings, I do all that. I also do cooking and crafting if you're not into all the other stuff. So welcome in, everyone.
Thanks so much for having us.
Yes.
Yeah. So for my viewers who don't know you guys, maybe you can go and you can introduce yourselves.
We'll start with Spiken.
Hi, I'm Spiken R. I'm a small business owner, mother, wife, the whole shebang. And yeah, the world's gone crazy, and I'm just here to talk about it.
You forgot Superwoman.
Well, aren't all moms superwomen? That's all part of the category.
You know.
And I'm Diane Russell. I'm an artist, musician, wife. It's on to you, Benny.
And a YouTube stress extraordinaire you are. If you don't know Benny Loco, I don't know where you've been under a rock. I've been in here on YouTube, for 17 years, and you've seen me in one place or another. And yeah, I just hang out and I pollinate channels. I try to make people come together to where we're little families all over the place. That's my YouTube job. So yeah, everybody, thank you for coming over, and away we go.
Yeah, thank you everybody who subbed. That's fabulous of you. So yeah, I'm gonna ask some questions now that we got so people can learn about your channel. So your channel evolved actually since it started originally. It was just you and Benny, right? Just shooting the breeze and releasing stress on YouTube. When do you think you decided to change the trajectory? Why and when did you change the trajectory of your show to get it to where it is today?
I can kind of answer that, and I think it was when my mother was very, very ill. I didn't know if I'd be able to do the show, and so, but I didn't want to start and stop and not be there. So we kind of made, we brought in Spike in, we brought in some other guests like Lindsay Leiter and Sage to just in case I couldn't be there, and because otherwise it'd be Benny talking to the chat, and she could just do that on her own show.
Yeah.
And we needed to broaden our horizons a little bit. You know what I mean? Like it just Benny and Diane, it needed to be women in general. You know what I mean? Like I felt like it needed to be broader than that. So that's another reason, um, I was on another show called HBL Radio Nation, and then Benny and Diane, and we just became the 21st Century Suffragettes, try to put it all together. And so we could just deal with one channel and not all these other channels. And so that was another part of it, just consolidating everything and bringing everybody to one place.
Right. Awesome. So recently, within the year, you made 1,000 subs and you became monetized. Congrats, by the way. So what do you think is making the YouTube community choose you guys over the other political shows that are out there? What makes your channel unique?
I have something to say unless somebody else wants to say something.
I somehow lost connection over here, and I won't touch anything. So I don't know what happened. I missed out on like half of what you said. So
Uh-oh.
What
So-
makes our channel unique was the
Yeah, basically. Why does
Thank you.
everybody go to your channel to watch the political stuff instead of maybe someone else's?
people feel as we do, and are just as frustrated. Mhm.
When I think it's also the fact that Benny's in California, Diane's in Michigan, I'm in South Carolina. Our other guests are in other places in the country as well. So it gives us a chance to bring all of that into one space for everyone, right?
Nationwide.
Yeah.
That's right.
And I was actually going to say that among all the crap that we report on, we managed to make it fun, and we end up laughing a lot. And I don't even know how it happens, but we do. And I know that the subjects are heavy, and so when we bounce ideas off each other, and somehow we just end up giggling through most of the show. And somebody will say something really funny, and that's why it's not, we're not news. We're not throwing legal documents at you. We're kind of, going by the headlines and giving out our opinions. But so we don't do like major deep dives, but it's I think it's a broad stroke, and we always manage to have fun doing it. And I think
that's the important part.
Yeah, I think that's what it amazes me. I'm like, I can't believe how much we laughed during the show today. Like, it amazes me every time. It really does. So I think people have fun.
The laughs that the chat brings to it as well, because
Yes.
there are some very intelligent, quirky
Funny
people in the chat. Yes.
That's right. So with that being said, what strategies, though, have you found have been most effective for promoting your channel and letting people know about you guys?
Cleavage. Cleavage sells.
Yes, it does.
It's the honest
And
answer.
I kind of wore the right outfit then, because I got
There
a
you
little
go.
go in here. But I wore a pretty dress. I have us in these circles though, but I wore a pretty dress because I said, oh, I'm going to interview political people. I have to wear a nice dress. Like I have to look professional, and you can't even see any of it.
Chesticles will get you anywhere if you know how to use them.
Yeah. And Betty has no problem, showing off her gargantuan chesticles,
Well,
which is always
I can't hide them.
That's right.
There's no getting away from them. No matter where I go, guess what? There they are, leading the charge.
I'll never forget that we stopped Sarge, big Sarge, from Sons of Liberty right in his tracks. He was like, and I was asking him a question, and he's like, "I'm sorry, I was totally distracted. I have no idea
Yeah,
what you just said."
I saw that one. She was like showing her shirt because she had something
Yes.
written across her shirt. I think it was the guilty, guilty, guilty one,
Yes,
wasn't it?
guilty,
And he
guilty,
was trying to
guilty.
read it, but he wasn't trying to read. He was like, "What
No.
the hell is going on?"
Why are there big bobies on my screen?
And
Yes.
damn it, I feel out of place. I forgot my lipstick, so I'm putting my
It
lipstick on.
was the whole jaw drop of Big Sarge that really fucking tickled the shit out of me. He's like he
So-
had never seen a set or something.
like he's never seen a set.
I also I think a lot of it has to do with our subscribers. They come and they have fun and they tell everybody else about it, and it's a way to digest all this horrible information, but still walk away feeling uplifted. In
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
sense, it doesn't sit so heavy on you afterwards. So
So it's more
Our
word of
channel's
mouth
like taking
kind
it.
of.
Yeah. Our channel's like taking the Valium.
Yeah.
Well,
All
I
right.
think it also, we drink, we smoke, we swear. We're ourselves.
Yeah.
No holds
We're not
barred.
beholden to anybody else. And I'm sure that, we're not invited to other channels because we do that stuff. And
and that's okay.
our numbers are low, been low for a long time. Just past 1,060, I think, subscribers, 1,070, something like that. So, we're still in the void, and we're, slowly digging our way out, but we're real people. We're
That's
not,
right.
we're not political
Well,
pundits. We didn't do this for a living.
Well,
We're
let
just
me tell you,
venting.
I've been at the void of YouTube for it took me 6 years to get monetized. So,
Oh,
um
Yeah.
and most of my watch time came from Benny Loco, so
That's what she does.
that's the only
I
reason why
spent like 2
I probably
years.
got monetized.
I spent like 2 years rolling Christina and Ghost Squad like 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Yes, I
Yeah.
did, because that's how you help your fellow YouTubers. In YouTube, there's a lot of people out there who are cutthroat, and they don't want to even talk about another channel. If you mention another channel in their chat, they block you. I'm like, this is not the YouTube I signed up for. When I started on YouTube, everybody helped each other with their channel. Everybody helped each other grow. And it's morphed into something completely different after 17 years. It's not the same place that I joined, and I'm still in the bottom of YouTube, and I'm still happy about it.
That's right.
My mission is to remain in the bottom of YouTube.
Oh, and I talking about that, I wanted to this must be one of your ladies. I believe the oh, it doesn't show me her name, gosh darn it. So, it doesn't show me her name. There was a young lady, maybe I could go here and see it. Gosh darn.
Are you talking about what Sage just said?
No, someone joined the channel just in the very, very beginning, and she must be one of yours. And I wanted to thank her again, but it has already left. Gosh darn.
The damn chat.
It
Deidre
has
Osborne?
already left
It
us.
disappears.
Yeah.
Could it be Deidre Osborne?
Deirdre, yes.
Deirdre? Yeah.
Thank you, Deirdre. Okay. Yeah, I don't have a lot of members, and my membership is like yours. There's a few tiers, but it's very affordable. Starts at $1.99, and I think the highest is $4.99. But you do get stories and made up about
Sinister
you guys.
Sunday. I love the Sinister
You get
Sunday.
all sorts of stuff. I put all my videos out for members first. I do all that stuff when I
I love
craft.
the cartoon you did of us in space.
Yes, I do. I do all different things for the members. So
Yes.
write stories about kids, all sorts of stuff. So if you like that, you can hit the membership button. So now, next question. How long, Diane and Spike and Benny, does it take you to compile the information for your stream?
All week.
Yeah,
I'm doing it
basically,
all week.
Yeah, almost all your time in between shows. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, and of course, we're also juggling our normal day-to-day lives.
So
yeah.
While compiling information. So
which happened to be hectic as hell.
Well, there's such a flood of shit. It's a hose of shit coming at us. You could just go bing, 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 and can we pick 5 stories to talk about? And it's one's more awful than the next. I mean, it's almost to the point where, you know, I mean, I don't even have to write down notes anymore. I just go by what is on my Blue Sky feed because I'm like, here's a horrible story, and we could spend 10 minutes on this one.
Yeah, and it doesn't stop. It's a continuous revolution of fuckery. And I say fuckery.
Yeah.
We also have submissions from our chat. So our chat will send us stuff to look at and review and discuss. So it really is a community driven experience.
We're all inclusive.
Yes.
Well, and I think that's the other fun thing about our show is that people can actually call into our show. And a lot of people don't. It's, it's scary sometimes when a phone number shows up that you don't know who it is. And you're like, just waiting for a maggot to come on and say something awful. But normally
that would be an awesome show, though. Benny going at him while he's on the phone. It might be the best thing that ever happened.
The only problem is that all we can do is put them on hold, and so they can't listen to her going off on them if they're trying to overtalk her. So that's a little complicated, but.
Yeah,
well,
I don't know.
I mean, he'll hear it on the playback.
No, wait a minute.
And everybody else will hear it.
I'm gonna have to ask Tony about that. I think we might be able to mute them if we ever do get. I'm sorry, my husband is walking around outside, and my ring thing keeps going off. I'll shut it down.
So now, when you do find the information, what do you find, though, when you're looking for information, even for yourself, not only for the show? Do you find the most reliable sources for real political information? Where can people find it?
Independent media.
Yeah,
because everything on mainstream media is bullshit. It's absolute bullshit. Mainstream media has turned into state-run television, and it appeases one person. It doesn't give news anymore. It just fluffs up the fucking idiot.
I mean, here's an example. Perfect example just happened. So Elon Musk goes out and says, Dinky's bill can be big, it can be beautiful, but it can't be both, right? 2 days later, New York Times comes out with a massive article about what a massive drug addict Elon Musk is. Now, they knew this shit the whole fucking time.
Yes.
They're just exposing it now, okay? Because Elon Musk was, a useful idiot. Well, now that he's no longer useful and Doge is kind of over and everybody's pissed about what Doge has done, it's a stain on Dinky and his character and his fucking administration. And it was supposed to be temporary anyway, but he already went in and did all the fucking damage. We have no fucking clue where our shit is. He could have all of our social security numbers. He could fuck with all of our shit, right? So
I've spent my whole life trying to keep my personal business, my banking, my social security, all these things close to my chest. No, they're not anybody's information but mine. And this son of a bitch has all of our information.
Yeah. And
and
I guess my,
and
oh,
he just they. I'm sorry, they and Dinky is what we call him. Just let him go in and do it with his little pimply faced fucking teenagers.
yeah. And my point is that, you know, Dinky, I don't even think Dinky is running the country anymore. You know what I mean? We have no fucking clue who's running our goddamn country. And everything is always projection with these assholes. All they ever do is say Democrats are like Joe Biden's not really running the government. Well, right
Yeah.
now, who the fuck is really running our government? Because I just see whoever can pay Dinky the most money is running our government.
That's a true story. So, do you have a favorite media outlet that you go to?
I do. I have a iHip. It's called I've Had It podcast, and they do long form 2 times a week and short form all week long. They'll do 15, 20-minute segments on a new breaking story. You know, like they've done 3 today already.
Wow.
And so it's quick, and they're giving you the details, and and I kind of appreciate that. Not only that, they're 2 women. They're from Oklahoma. One is a lawyer. The other one is an interior decorator. They didn't get into this. They just got into it like we did. You know what I mean? Just start bitching about it. And
Right.
and so I really really dig them because they just put out these really shorts. I don't know. I can't think of anybody else that I listen to kind of more, but I'm, Cliff or Keith Edward. Yeah, Keith Edwards, I think. Yeah. There's a few more, but I listen to them a lot.
I find podcasts and YouTube podcasts to be the most effective way of picking up information on any given day, because most of the time I'm cleaning or tending to my kid, or my hands are busy but my ears are not. So I try to make sure that it's information that is reliable. So I don't base my information off of one specific person until I know that they're reliable. And that means
we don't
fact checking.
I'm sorry. We don't base our information on our feelings.
No.
Yeah.
We base our information on facts.
But
And a lot of people base their information on how it makes them feel.
Yeah.
Which is a tragic mistake. Because, truth and facts don't always feel good, but they're always truth and facts. Somebody can sit there and lie to you all day long and it feels real good because it's what you want to hear. But what you want to hear and what actual reality is are 2 different things.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
One of the people I follow almost daily is Johnny Palmadessa. He started off on TikTok, but he's actually a political activist. He worked for Josh Shapiro's campaign. He worked for the Biden administration at one point. So he's actually directly involved in politics. He does a lot of interviews with Congress people, but he took his TikTok presence as they were trying to shut down TikTok and shifted it to YouTube. So he's much more readily available on YouTube now. But he always comes with the statistical analysis behind the information he is providing, and he gives you the sources so you can go and verify it yourself. You don't have to take what he says as 100% truth. You can go verify it yourself.
They teach you this first thing they teach you in the first couple of weeks in the academy is you take your information and you trust, but you absolutely verify it.
Yes.
You absolutely have to verify any information you glean from everything that you're trying to get a resource from. And if you don't take those steps, then you're just eating up what somebody's telling you and taking it as, the word.
Right. Well, and a big part of his background and also why I hold him as a trusted source is that he works within media literacy. So the one of the foundations of what he does is teaching people how to be media literate and understanding the information that's being given to you.
And if
So you
you're
keep
not
his
being
critical thinking.
given information and you're just being entertained, you're not watching news.
Right.
That's true. Somebody in the chat said Keith Olbermann. Now, Keith Olbermann, I think, is a great source for information, especially behind the scenes of mainstream media, because he's worked at all these places. He's worked at CNN, Fox News, MSNBC. He's worked everywhere, and so I like him for the behind the scenes stuff, because you get to know a lot of stuff that I don't know, just we wouldn't normally know, and that's what I like
Right.
about it. Yeah.
Yeah. So now this is a question you can answer each individually, because I'm sure you're each going to have maybe a different answer. But obviously you felt strongly about the state of our government and the path it's going down to work, at this. That's why you've been working hard on your channel. And so what are the core values that guide your political views?
That's
Who wants
Spike.
to start?
We'll work our way around.
Truth.
Okay.
Truth. Yeah, I was going to say truth and democracy.
For me, the underlying foundation is empathy. It's empathy, and I think that's something that is very lacking in our current political environment, which we see with what Doge and Dinky have done to our government. We
our
were,
citizens.
and our citizens. Yes, absolutely. I've had so many MAGA supporters ask me why I voted for Kamala, right? And every single time my answer is she was willing to do more for the middle and working class than the other guy, because the other guy just wanted to take everything from us.
Which is exactly what he's doing.
Yeah, exactly. But not only that, but she had the experience behind her. So she was a district attorney, she was a senator, she was vice president, so she had the experience, and that is vital. And not only politics, it's vital in science, it's vital in medicine, it's vital in the law. There are so many aspects of our lives that experience makes the biggest difference. And Dinky has absolutely no experience with politics. He's a reality TV star, and he's running our country in exactly that same manner. Anyone who can pay him the most will get his favor. Yep. And so for me, it's empathy and experience.
Go ahead, Diane.
Well, I said truth and fighting for democracy, because I just see a fascist takeover of our country. And we know, like, one thing on our show that we've been talking about for a long time is that we all saw this 40, 50-year dismantling slowly, little bit by bit. Citizens United, fairness doctrine, all these kind of things, just bit by bit. Then, Roe and Dinky getting in again. You're just like, oh my God. This can't get any worse right now.
Yeah, they've been defunding education for the last 50 years. That's one of the biggest things that they've been chipping away at is education.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They've removed so much from schools. There is no such thing as civics or social studies in school anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And these were two things we had to pass when we went to school, because they had to do with the practical life outside of our little world when we grew up and went into the big world. They used to teach you how to balance a checkbook. Not that many people do that anymore, but they just swipe their card and collect receipts. Yeah. But it's like the teaching, the education system has taken a direct hit to the knees.
Yeah.
With a giant 2x4. And that is why we have so many disconnected, undereducated people. I can't even remember the number, but like half of America can't even read at a sixth grade level.
54%.
54%. So it's more than half.
Adults. 54% of adults in America can't read above a fifth grade level.
And this is not acceptable. How do you go around calling yourself the greatest country in the world when your people can't even read?
Yeah. Well,
And this is a direct result of them chipping away at our educational system. No Child Left Behind by George Bush. Another knee to friggin' 2x4 to the knees right there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if they can pass, put them through anyway.
And
That's how we ended up with Bobert.
Yep.
Another thing that I think that is crucial to that 50-year plan is that when Roe started and Roe v. Wade started, the religious nut jobs in this country they flipped the fuck out. And they've been trying for 50 years to get rid of Roe. And now they finally, all the ducks were in a row for them to do it. Now, I also, in my opinion, think the reason why the United States of America does not have universal health care is because they've been working at overturning Roe for so long. You can't give universal health care to the entire country and then just take it away from 50% of the fucking population. You can't do it. So the reason why Americans do not have universal health care like England and all these other first world countries, right, is because of Roe. They've been trying for decades to get rid of it. And now look at where we are.
I think it's also profits over people as well. Our medical industry is ran by profits over people. The only thing that matters is how much they're going to get paid for the services they're providing. When it should be universally based. It should be available to everyone. If we're all paying taxes into the system, our taxes should be working for us, and they're not.
We're the only democracy who doesn't have health care for all.
Yeah. Well,
which is a bunch of bullshit. But yet we call ourselves the beacon on the hill.
If you look at
Get over yourself, America. You're not that fucking great.
If you look at the latest reconciliation bill, the majority of the working and middle class are actually going to pay more in taxes than they ever have before. And somehow they have managed to make it seem like this is a good idea.
Yeah.
Because the American people don't realize that that's what's in the bill. The working and middle class are going to pay more in taxes, and the wealthy are going to pay less.
Yep.
And that's going to affect our economy and our deficit over time. Because this is, again, if this tax bill passes, that's the tax bill we're going to be living under for the next 8 years.
There's so many.
No party can change it.
Hidden bullets in this fucking bill that it should be shredded, and they should start over.
Yeah.
Even that
because
thing
there's no way. Wait a minute. There's no way that Dinky needs any more fucking protection from the courts or the legal system, which is one of the things that are in this bill.
Yeah. No more
He's
contempt
already got
charges.
Right. No more contempt of court charges. Are you fucking kidding me? You know why? Because Donald J. Trump commits contempt of court every fucking day. If that was you, or me, we're going to jail.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But I have to agree with Benny, what she said about the history, the education, because my history teacher used to say, hey, listen, you need the history. If you don't know your history, you're bound to repeat it. And I think that's why the history is really, first of all, half of it's a big
bullshit whitewash
anyway,
story.
What they're telling you, it's all a big lie. Even how Thanksgiving came about is a big ass lie. You know, so
Christopher Columbus, big ass lie.
So I think that the more they implant, even at a young age, these silliness that they're teaching the kids, it's going to be bad. I feel
Yeah, now
bad
they
for
want to
the
teach the
coming
2020
generation.
election wasn't or that it was stolen
Yes.
in Oklahoma.
Yep.
They want
Which is-
that to be part of the curriculum. A fucking
Yeah.
big fucking lie.
And guess where the school books are all written?
Texas.
Yeah.
No.
All the
They're
school books
printed.
for the entire country are written in Texas.
They're
Who's got the
printed
most
there.
who's got the most archaic fucking state? I mean, they're just they've never really been a state. Because except for when they were blue, which was a
Yeah.
long time ago. But they were once
Richard.
blue and a functioning part of the United States.
Yeah.
And after Republicans got a hold, that was it. The shit hit the fan. They kind of ripped away from the rest of us so they could run it the way they want to run it, and they want to secede, and they could do it all better themselves, while their governor is letting people die under a fucking faulty energy system that he still hasn't put a fucking dime into anything that would make it better, but he's put a dime into the people's pockets who run it.
Has he taken the razor wire out of the river yet?
Now, why would he do that?
I know.
They did, however, they did pass their own version of the SAVE Act in Texas.
Yep.
So,
Let that sink in, as the major would say. That's
So-
another good source. Is Ojeda Live?
Oh yes.
Major Richard Ojeda
Yep.
is a firecracker, boy, and he's an M80. He's a bit bigger than a firecracker.
Well, and he's running. He's running
And
for
he's-
Senate in North Carolina, and so we, and guess what? Spykin came up with his new slogan.
Yes,
Go ahead.
I
Campaign
was there, and he called his
Straight
campaign
away.
manager right away, like, "Hey, we need this."
Live
Straight
during
on the live
show.
stream. It was brilliant. Spiking, I was so tickled for you because I could feel your belly rolling. I was like, oh my God, this is so cool.
I had a smile on my face for 2 days afterwards. Just going, oh, he liked it. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna drive and see that billboard. I'm gonna post a picture of me going, I did
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
He wants to put it on a billboard outside a military place somewhere.
Fort Bragg.
close to you. Yeah,
Fort
Fort
Bragg.
Bragg. Yeah. I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, Spy, that's so.
Major Ojeda is the shit, and he's under. He's what they call. He gets blocked. He's not put out there because he should have a lot more subscribers than he does
Yeah.
on YouTube.
Because he
A
says,
lot
I don't
more.
give two shits. He swears, and he'll
Kevin,
say,
since you're a
He
mod,
tells it
maybe
like
you
it is.
can
He tells the
throw
truth.
his link.
yeah, mine is Kevin Anderson. Will you find his link for his show and drop it in the chat, please?
And his Act Blue link, if anyone wants to donate to his campaign.
Yep.
Or Ojeda for NC.org or .com.
I know you need to
for
hand out some more
NC.com.
wrenches in here.
So, here's a question for you guys: what
She's going
life
for the house.
experience have you had that led you to feel so passionately about these issues that we just talked about? Because one of the slogans on your show is "We won't go back." So obviously, all of you had some kind of experience that led you to how you believe.
When Roe versus Wade was overturned, just like Diane, I took it like a blow to the gut, and I could not stop heaving or sobbing. Because I knew from personal experience that every female in this country was in danger. Okay.
Yeah, Roe was a big factor for me as well. We were preparing to have a second child. However, I knew that once Roe was overturned, that my state no longer supported me having the right to have a healthy pregnancy. And so we had to make the very difficult decision of not having a second child. Even though we had already come up with the name, we were in the planning and everything. And having to explain that to my husband was a big part of it, because he didn't really understand the fear that goes along with. For one, I was a geriatric pregnancy with my first child, which just means I was over the age of 35 when I had my first child. The second one was likely to have more complications because I was almost 40. But also your second pregnancy tends to have more complications involved. But having to explain it to my husband, and then realizing that as open as he is to seeing how it can affect women, he didn't truly understand how it really affects women. He didn't understand. Like, he thought I just made the decision that I wasn't going to have another child, and I was completely okay with it. He didn't realize that I was crying myself to sleep at night, waking up in the middle of the night after having a dream about a child I'll never have, and bawling my eyes out because that right was taken from me by our government.
And let me add this, that Spiken, being the responsible adult that she is, okay, and not just the what about me type person. Mm-hmm. What about me? But what I want. What about what I want? Okay, there's a lot of that goes around, and it's sickening, frankly. A lot. I dare say, probably 1 million women or more were faced with that same situation, where they had to have this conversation with their husband about, should I risk getting pregnant? Because in case somebody doesn't know, being pregnant is a medical condition.
Yes, it is.
And it's something that needs to be monitored. It's something that needs the best care that it can get to be a successful birth.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people are not going to be getting that care anymore because they've stripped it away. A lot of people won't get mammograms or pap smears because they've stripped it away. A lot of women won't be able to seek any kind of counseling because it's been stripped away. Now, show me one rule, one law that they've made about inhibiting the penis.
That was my bitch. When Roe was overturned, I was sobbing, and my husband's like, "Why are you so upset?" And I said, first of all, just let me have my fucking moment here, because women are gonna fucking die. And you show me one law against your fucking prick, and I'll stop crying.
Yeah.
Can't do it, because there isn't one.
Nope.
So I'm just gonna sit here and sob for a couple hours, asshole.
When one aspect of that also, they spend millions of dollars on research and development for erectile dysfunction medication.
Yeah.
And
they give it away for free.
Yes, exactly. But yet our government is now taking away the funding for research and potential development of medications for women in that regard. And so it's that imbalance in how we as people are treated in our society.
Definitely why we called it the suffragettes, because we were just like, we're going back 100 years. They want to take us back 100 years, and we're not going back.
Mm-mm.
And I think our society has also moved past these relics in the Republican Party, which MAGA and in the Federalist Society and Opus Dei and all these fucking weirdos, right?
Yeah.
We've moved
That have
past
nothing
beyond
to
this.
do with democracy.
Yeah, we don't care if our friend is gay or bisexual or trans or whatever. We don't care. We're still friends with them.
Yeah. You don't take issue with what other people have in their pants or what they're doing in their bedroom because we have our own lives to live.
That's right.
And we mind our own fucking business.
Yes.
Yeah. I constantly tell people I don't care what you're doing as long as you're not causing harm to yourself or others. Once you start causing harm to yourself or others, then it becomes my business.
Yeah, like Hal says, I'm not here to yuck your yum, you know?
Yes. I see all you guys. Thank you so much, Mike and Super Saint and Robert, Rosanna. Thank you, Rosanna, for the super chat. SFL, Michelle, thank you all for being here. I can't write all your names in the chat, but thank you so much. 31 people hanging out with us. I appreciate you.
All those suffragettes and suffragettes in the chat.
Yep.
Good show up.
So if you guys had to pick right now, only one, what do you think is the most pressing or most dangerous issue that we should really be focusing on and fighting against?
Getting Dinky out of office along with all of his enablers because he's broken literally thousands of laws just in the last 7 months. Literally thousands.
Well, not 7 months, but yeah.
It's how long has it been? It seems like almost a year.
January, February, March, April, May.
Oh, only 5 months.
Not even half a year yet.
And sure it's exhausting. Like it's been a year. You know, as a retired law enforcement officer, this fucking wrecks my shop. Because I'm like, this son of a bitch belongs in prison. Not just jail. Not just, 30 days with a fucking ankle bracelet on at Mar-a-Lardo. He needs to be in prison. Yeah. His best friend went to prison for the same crime they were committing together simultaneously against children. His friend went to prison, but Dinky didn't. Yeah. His friend mysteriously became unalived in prison while Dinky was president.
This is what MAGA is freaking out about right now, by the way. I just want you to know that the right, they're losing their mind over this whole Epstein files thing. They're bitching at Kash Patel and Pam Bondi and all these people. They want those files. Problem is, Dinky's name is all over it.
It will be the albatross. It'll be the albatross you can't escape.
Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein.
Right there on this court document.
All of a sudden,
from
I can't
Riverside,
hear you.
California. I'm sorry.
No, I can hear now. I can hear
now. I have my microphone under my armpit. Could you feel the stubble?
Yeah.
This is a legal court document. Anybody can look it up. I have this information. This court case number on my blue sky.
Right. So if the biggest focus is getting him out, how do we go about doing it? What do you ladies think is the best way to go about?
That's the $64,000 question, Christina, because he's managed to work every fucking loophole in the system his entire life.
Yep.
This is what he's good at. This is his expertise. Mm-hmm. And he hires the scummiest of fucking lawyers to work for him who have no integrity and all they want is money as well. See? So up to this point, he's managed to get the system to work for him because of loopholes.
And I think...
But how many cases has he lost already? 60?
It's like 95% of his cases.
Yeah, like 95% of the cases he's lost. But part of his tactic is
Delay.
deflect, deny, delay. Deflect, deny, delay. And he does it continuously. He's done it with every single case he's been involved in. He's bought off people in cases. He's just paid them outright for their silence.
Yeah. Treating our government like he's the mob boss.
Yeah.
And I also think that I know it seems a little ridiculous, and I'm not waiting for somebody to save us, okay? Because we are going to save us. We need like 30 million people in the streets on June 14th.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We need all hands on deck.
People, all hands on deck.
Across the country. That's right.
And I'm
This
not
is
like
not a drill, ladies and gentlemen. This is not a drill.
and what I was gonna say is like I'm not into conspiracies, and I don't think anybody's gonna save us. It's gonna take all of us. But this new information that is gonna anonymous says they're gonna release, and I'm like, and if it's the last time they did this, they pulled through. They got us the names of the people that have been deported that were on those airplanes, and we would not know their names without Anonymous's leak. So
Nope, they would just be victims. Victim number 1, victim number 2, victim number 3.
I'm all for hackers for good. Okay. And if we can get, and who knows, now Dinky's saying, oh, well, Putin's going crazy. Hey, Putin, release the pee-pee tape, fucko.
You know what has 2 P's in it?
Pedophile.
The word pedophile.
So my answer, Christina, would be I think it's going to be it needs to be at least a minimum of a 2-prong approach. We need to all of us who have the information, know the information, can share the information, much like Benny Loco does on a regular basis, is bringing it to them face to face, making sure they can't hide from the stuff that he's done, the stuff that he is culpable of. I think it also is going to take stronger leadership from the Democrats. I think that the Democrats, we as a party, we have not found our spine. And that's a big part of why he keeps getting away with the things he keeps getting away with. So we as voters have to make sure that we're voting for candidates who are going to stand up to him.
Candidates with flex, candidates who get in there and do their goddamn job and don't just go for a fucking paycheck.
Right. Now,
and free health insurance and a fucking lifelong pension.
Yeah. So Major Ojeda, he is one of those. He's one of those people, which is why we support him so much, because if he gets into office, we've seen it from him before. He's been in office before, and he followed through on what he promised to do. And he is a Spitfire who will not back down. That's the type of energy we need in leadership in the Democratic Party.
That's exactly right.
But I think the third part of that, also the third prong of that, is that we have to keep humiliating Dinky. We have to keep humiliating him. His freak out over the taco comment in and of itself just shows you that's how you push him to the edge, and you make him show how much of a lunatic he is. And that's what this whole taco comment has done. People are starting to see how much of a lunatic he is and how unhinged he is, and that he is a very weak, cowardly man. So I think it's a 3-prong approach. Talking to people face to face who may not have had all the information or may not understand the information that was out there, having stronger leadership in the Democratic Party, and just keep making fun of the fucker.
Pedal to the metal on that one.
Yep.
Pedal
to the metal on the phone.
Yep. So now back to your channel. What impact do you hope that your channel has on your audience? and on the political landscape in general?
I think it kind of goes back to what we said before, as far as like, what makes our channel so unique. It's providing people with information they can then go spread to others, right? But it's doing it in a way where after you've watched our show, you're not just weighted down with, oh my God, it's the world is ending. You're uplifted by it, and you have that energy to go out there and talk to people who may not be hearing what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the thing, is to educate the masses. It goes
Mhm.
back to, the masses being uneducated.
Mhm.
This is a huge part of it. There's so many people out there who vote but don't understand politics for fucking nothing. They have no idea that there's three branches in the government. I mean, they have no idea of anything. They know there's a president and a vice president, and that's all they know. And if that person happens to tickle their fifis, that's who they go with. They're not looking at what that person does for the people. They're looking at what that person does for them personally.
Yeah.
Which is why we're in this mess right now, because
Yeah.
racism is rampant. I hate to
Mhm.
say that, but it is. And so is misogyny.
Yes.
And these are two things that we have to stomp out in this decade of my life that I have left. I want to leave this life knowing that racism is a thing of the past, that misogyny is a thing of the past, that people are just treated like people and they are worth their merit.
Mhm.
See? It's simple to be a good human. It's really hard to be a fucking asshole.
I think it's easier to be an asshole, and it's hard to
No,
be a
it's
good
not.
person.
It's not. It's hard to be an asshole, and let me tell you why. Because you have to be pissed all the time.
Mhm.
Oh, that's
And
true.
that is wearing on your brain, your
Yeah.
physical body. I mean, it literally takes a toll on you when all you do is hate.
Mhm.
People who are happy live longer.
Yep.
It's that simple. And people are, eh, we're all people. We all bleed the same color. If we were all the same motherfucking boring white flower in this huge garden, it would be really hard to look at.
Yeah.
So that to me, that's what's most important.
Mhm.
My father died when he was 70. My mother died when she was 74. I'm 64. So I'm giving myself 10 years based on my family history. Okay?
Well, shit,
I
then
may
I
live
have just
longer.
about 10 years based on mine, too.
I may live longer because my Nazi grandmother lived until she was 92. See? And she was a hater. And that's something in my head that I could never figure out. But maybe she lived long enough so that she could teach me a valuable lesson. Because that's what I look at people before me, that I've met in my life. They're all valuable lessons. Mhm.
I think our political impact. It's hard to have a political impact when you have like 1,000 subscribers, but
Yeah.
and I think it's
Well,
but
it can grow every day,
as far as a political impact, I would like people to take away from our show. Don't take any shit.
Yeah.
Don't take any shit. Call this shit out.
Mhm.
Call it out every time you see it. When you see bullshit, call it out. Don't
Just
and
like
don't be
that.
bullied by these assholes either.
Yeah,
Don't let
no.
them roll over you.
Because there's only one way to take care of a bully, and that's to back him right up on what the shit's coming out of his head. And once
Yeah,
you do that, they get cornered up and they don't know what to do, so they run away with their fifis.
yeah, they're all paper tigers.
Yeah. Yep.
It's true. So,
Some
so what's your
of it's
long-term goals for your channel? like, God willing, this will be rectified and have a good outcome shortly. Um, then what is your show gonna look like? How are the dynamics going to change?
I have thoughts on this.
Huh?
I'm kind of a little afraid sometimes because I don't want our channels to get too big because I don't want to feel obligated to go live all the time. I do want to have a life. And when Dinky's gone and things calm down, I'd like to, go back to doing art and doing some things that I actually like to do and not have my head in in politics, gripping the steering wheel, wondering when we're going to run off the road. It's not that I love going live, and I hope that we'll continue, but we can continue and just have fun with it instead
Yeah,
of
the
being,
happier note.
a way happier note than what we're dealing with right now. I think that the reason why we do it, and we do it, at least 2 times, sometimes 3 times a week, is because it's a fire hose of shit. And if you don't do it more, if you just do it 1 time a week, by the time you get to the next week, a week later, all that other shit is gone. Nobody's even thinking about it anymore. And
Because the new shit's here.
yeah, the new shit's there. So yeah, and it's worse than the old shit. So it's keeping up. That's difficult. It's exhausting. But I also, when we do the show, after the show, I feel so much better. I got to talk about all this shit for 2 hours and get it out of my system. And I think that's, it's more like a venting session. It's our phone calls.
It's lethargic.
Yeah.
Cathartic.
Yeah.
It is very cathartic. I think also, the connections that we've made through this process, we'll still have those once the world rights itself, right? We'll still have those connections that we've built from all of our subscribers, and there's still a show to be done even if Dinky's not in office, and so
There's still
just
a
like
lot of work to do
just like
once we get rid of
anything.
him.
Yeah, I think that we'll see an organic change in the direction of the show as the day to day the day to day experience changes.
Yeah.
When I'm hoping after this that we can, we'll cover Dinky's demise.
Right.
Because that's what I want to see this mofo in court every day on a different fucking subject. Every day. Let him shard himself, and fucking fall asleep. I don't give a shit. But I want it, and I want it live on fucking camera. None of this bullshit anymore of no cameras and no, at least audio. Like an audio feed. You know what I mean? Like we don't need live cameras, but an audio feed, come on.
Yeah.
We're the American people, and he fucked us over.
Yep.
So
Hard.
I want to see his fucking demise. That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
Then we'll end it.
Then you'll end it. So you started as just venting, and you became a full blown production, really, because the stuff that Tony does and all the things that you've added to your show as it's progressed, the clips and the people you have on, so really grew fast within the year. Does it still feel the same now? Like, are your shows, you did say that they'll still bring you some peace afterwards, but do they still hold the same clout, I guess, as they did when you first started?
Oh yeah.
I'm going to say yes because it's been, an ever growing venture.
Mm-hmm.
It's organically growing.
Mm-hmm.
We're not growing because Midas Touch plugs us like they do other channels. We're just an organic channel in the void And, you know, I'm myself amazed at how quickly it's grown in a short time. In a short time. Like a lot of people in a lot of different chats mentioned 21st century suffragettes, which makes my little heart flutter.
Yeah.
You know, it really does, and that's how you get a good organic growth. And don't we want everything we consume to be organic? Come on.
Yeah.
You know, some of the things out there are not just organic, and they're all about the clickbait and just doing things that are specifically geared to drive your force of your channel.
Hmm.
Yeah. Give me
And
1 second. I'm sorry,
okay,
Benny.
that's all right.
Guys, yeah, my channel has a whole bunch of different people, not only um they're not the because my channel is does a variety of stuff, so they're not all Democrats, so we're just all going to be nice to each other, no like bashing. um you know Thank you for coming to everyone who even doesn't um have the
Agree.
same views as
Yeah,
us, because that's what we want, like
we're
Benny
here to
said.
educate
we
each other.
we want to, yeah, them to know how we feel and why. And so yeah, so everybody's welcome here all the time. And yeah, so we that's the main point of these shows, is to be caring, to educate each other, to have empathy, like Spike and said. So we're not going to be rude to anybody. Thank you
Yep.
guys.
No. Yeah, I agree with that. I don't like drama in a chat. I want everybody to
No,
get along, and yeah, our chatters are very stuck in their ways. They are, and when
but
somebody's
they're for what's for everybody, not just themselves. That's who
yeah,
our chatters are. They give a fuck about everybody. They're not just about in this for themselves. What makes them feel good? It's what they know makes everybody feel good.
and it's also one thing to do it in our chat. It's a whole nother thing to do it in somebody else's. So please, 21st century chatters, be nice. God damn it!
Don't make us come over there.
Don't make me come over there. God damn it!
See, I can't see the chat, so I don't know
Pull
what's
the
going
car
on. But
over.
I'll come back and read it. So, just so you did. I was going to add that if you go back in Christine's history, you could see Christina and I doing crafts and
Yeah.
sculpting and putting things together and just hanging out and having fun. And that was before Dinky.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Christina, what kind of art do you do?
She does
All
everything.
different. Usually I like to do trash to treasure, where I can take a can and make artwork out of it, or I do different wreaths, which I don't know if you could see. Oh,
Oh
you see
yeah,
my wreaths hanging on my my
She makes,
kitchen
she makes,
cabinets, because I have no more room.
I love
Um,
that little mosaic you did on the plates with the broken pots.
I
They're
love
fucking
those.
adorable.
Those are which way am I going? This way. You see them up there?
We were talking about having a yard
hard to
sale
see.
last night, her and I, Christina and I.
Anyway, yeah, I do all sorts of things. Um, yeah, and I cook things, mostly fun and easy desserts that you could do in split seconds without an oven, because I only have an air fryer. My oven doesn't work. So I could be an air fryer cook. I really think so. So I do that kind of stuff.
Oh, I wanted some air fryer recipes. I just got mine, and I'm still testing things out.
Oh
Still
yeah,
figuring it out.
go to the Cooking with Chris playlist. I make everything in there. Eggs, all sorts of shit.
Yummy.
Sweet potato, mash, everything. Everything goes in the air fryer.
It's great.
So yeah, so that's what
It's a
I
good
like to do.
kitchen appliance to have. It really is.
Yeah. I do all sorts of art, and I love to tell like haunted history or history in general. of places. So on Sundays I do a Sinister Sunday, and right now we're actually on a mini series of it, doing paranormal experiences. So that's up to the 12th part, and where I actually tell people, like I tell the subscribers stories of their actual paranormal experiences. So that's fun. And then on
I
Friday
had
night,
one. I had one. I have to come on. I'm gonna have to come on.
oh yeah, you're gonna have to come on then. And then I have Friday I started a new thing, which is campfire stories, and actually Midas, Kevin Anderson gave me the plot for next Friday's video, and I made it a whole story, so that's fun. And those are just made up
Yes.
like stories. So check that out. And with that being said, I wanted to ask you something. So, not to put you on the spot, but would you consider, yeah, but would you consider if I wrote a spooky story about the takedown of Dinky in 2028? Would you play it on your show as a fun, break
Yes.
from reality?
Absolutely.
Hell yes.
Positively.
Positive.
It's on. We'll
Yes.
be looking for it, Christina.
I want
Before,
anything that's gonna tell me the downfall of Dinky is gonna make my day. Okay.
do you want to hear a line from it?
Sure.
Yes. The teaser.
Yeah, teaser. Do you guys want to hear a teaser? Okay.
Get me a beer, please.
Yes.
Yeah, she needs a beer for this one. Okay.
Friday Night Scary Story. Tonight's story is an original made by me with the help of ChatGPT. The title, The Spectral States of America. The 2028 election was the most chaotic in U.S. history. Donald J. Trump, aged and defiant, launched an unprecedented bid for a third term, dismissing constitutional limits as fake news. Backed by a fanatical base, rogue AI propaganda, and a suspicious number of reanimated Ronald Reagan holograms, Trump's campaign stormed ahead with bizarre rallies held in cornfields under blood moons. But by then, something had begun to change in America. Since the solar veil of 2026, a global eclipse that lasted 13 hours, things hadn't been the same. Shadows lingered longer, people whispered of ghost sightings in Times Square, Bigfoot appearances in Brooklyn, and a glowing-eyed creature in the Senate cloakroom. The veil had thinned, and the dead were listening. The whole eclipse incident was said to be caused by Elon Musk's new SpaceX drones.
I really don't think that our drones had anything to do with the eclipse.
That's when he appeared.
And that's all I'm giving you.
Fantastic. I love it.
Hey, Bigfoot.
I love your stories, Christina. I absolutely do.
Tonight's story.
You know.
Bigfoot sightings in Brooklyn. By the way, Christina, I was watching one of your last shows and you were doing the I Spy thing.
Yes.
I
Okay.
spy with my little
I got
eye.
all of them right. All of yours right, except I got the Lazy Susan, the kettle, but I thought instead of cutting board, it was cheese grater. And so I got that one wrong, but I was like, for the little while that I was listening, I'm like, I got it right off the bat, and everybody else is guessing, and I'm like, we're in tune. We're right there. I know exactly what you're thinking, girlfriend.
Yes. So I have one more I call them chapters to finish of that story. And so then we'll set up, like we'll try to set it up so you guys can play it like maybe on your Thursday show, and then it will go out on my channel on Friday. So I'll let you guys have first dibs on it.
Oh,
Nice.
thank you.
So
Nice. Well, you should come in on our show
yeah,
for like the last half an hour
Mhm.
on
Okay.
Thursday.
there you go.
We'll do a premiere for you.
There you go. Yeah, not this Thursday because I gotta play and I, um I'm already ahead in my videos because I don't like to be behind. God forbid something happens. So that would be not this Friday for next Friday's
Okay.
story.
Okay.
So next Thursday.
All right. Well, that's the other thing too, is you can just send it to us and we can play it.
Yeah.
And have you join us our show this time. It would be so much fun.
Cheers
That's
to
the other
brilliant.
thing.
Love it.
Cheers
is
to
joining-
brilliant minds thinking alike.
Well, and that's the other thing I like about doing this. We were on Sons of Liberty and now we're on, this is the second show we've been on, and I really appreciate the invite. Thank you so much for having us. But it's
you're very welcome.
joining together, joining our resources, getting a bigger coalition together. Because frankly, I don't care what your politics are. I don't care what your religion is. I don't really care as long as we defeat Dinky, because he's a fascist and he's a dictator and he wants to take over our country.
Mhm.
And with Putin's help, by the way. So let's just not forget anything about that. I don't
Laser
care.
focused.
We have a big tent party. Everyone is welcome.
Yep.
As long as you're against Dinky and against the MAGA regime, because this is ridiculous and this is not our America. Nobody voted for this bullshit. So I think that is like the main thing,
You're
about our
also
channel.
you're also welcome if you're coming in because you're sick and tired of what you're seeing and you want a different perspective on things.
Yeah.
If you're willing to sit and listen, because nothing we say on our show is based on anything but facts and data.
Mhm.
Period.
Well, that's
We
it.
we
And
don't
like you
do
said,
we don't do conspiracies. We don't do stories. We don't do fifi pieces. We just deal in facts.
Mhm.
You know.
And if it's not
So-
a fact that we, like I said, it's in my opinion that the reason why we don't have health care in this country is because of Roe, because they've been trying to overturn it forever. I don't know how
but
you
it's
feel.
stated as an opinion. You
Yeah,
see,
I
you're
say it
stating it,
as
and
an
that's
opinion. Yeah.
you say it. You say that. You're not laying it out as a fact. You're letting everybody know. I let
you say,
everybody
I
know this is
think.
my opinion. Yes,
Yeah.
and we're all entitled to our opinions. But
Yes.
on a loose level, all of our opinions have to be based on the facts and not bullshit. Because there's a lot of bullshit. It's called propaganda. And Russia has been undermining America for the last almost 50 years
Yeah.
with Russian propaganda. As soon as they got rid of Citizens United, installed Citizens United, television changed forever because they no longer had to report the facts. All they had to do was give you opinion pieces.
Well, that's fairness doctrine, not
Yeah.
Citizens United.
No, thank you. I'm sorry. I
Yeah.
knew it. I said it wrong and I said the wrong thing. This is what happens when you have a traumatic brain injury. Not everything comes out right.
But
And
that's
I
why
mean-
we're here to back each other up.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you for checking this back. And because, now it's like, I'm 64 years old. I literally watched this shit happen.
Yeah.
I know about the pullback in the education system because I've had fucking, tons of kids that have gone to school under my watch,
Yeah.
and I've watched how it's changed and how things were taken away and other things were propped up, like football which girls can't play. They're not
I
allowed.
played football. I played
Yeah,
football.
yeah, yeah. No. Listen, there was a time when they were loosening up and letting girls play on the teams, but that's not such a big thing anymore.
Well,
You know what I mean?
I actually had to fight for the ability to play football in school.
Because when I went to school, Spike, and you're 30 years younger than me, or 20 at least.
20 years.
Yeah. And,
well, that's the other thing too. It's like I'm in the middle.
There was no. We got to play basketball and soccer
Mm-hmm.
and volleyball. That was it. Those were the girls' sports. We could run in track too.
Yeah.
But that was it. I wanted to play football. I wanted to lift weights. I wanted to do all the boy stuff. I had 4 brothers.
Right.
What do I want to do? I want to play the same thing we play at home.
Right.
But no, it was not allowed. Not allowed. And
I can't imagine you on the wrestling team, honey. All you'd have to do is just smother them with your tits. And you'd win the fucking thing every time.
that would be too much of a contact sport for me. It really would. I couldn't handle some guy groping all over my body like that.
That's the only reason I didn't wrestle.
Yeah. Yeah, no. I mean,
But
I
I
don't
did
mind
play-
slamming into a guy and knocking him on his ass, but I
And-
don't.
Ultimately, that's what I had to do to prove that I could play football. I had to prove
Yeah.
that I could tackle. And I could tackle. These shoulders are very powerful.
I could throw a really nice tight 50-yard
Oh, yeah.
spiral at one time.
Yeah.
Oh, I can throw a spiral. And I remember being on a powder puff team once, and it was in high school. And a senior came up to me and punched me in the tit and then ran away. And I was like, you fucking bitch. Like,
Why in the hell did you disrupt my chesticle field?
that was how she blocked me. She just punched me in the boob. And I'm like,
Oh,
yeah, I'm not made out for this. I'll try diving and tennis and stay the fuck away.
one thing I really wanted to do when I was a kid, and it was big, I was like, this was one of my flights of fancies as a child. I wanted to be a roller derby queen. Oh my God, I
I've done that
fucking
too.
loved the roller derby.
It's so much fun. So much fun.
I'm sure it is.
It's football on roller skates. I mean,
Yes, without the ball. But you know,
That's
this whole
great.
sports thing has been blown out of proportion with the right. You know, just like they blow everything else out of proportion. I'm all for co-ed sports.
Yeah.
I just am. Whoever wants to play should get to play. If they're qualified, they should get to play.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Excuse the fuck out of me. But I was denied being able to play because I'm a girl. And I got cheated because of that.
Yeah.
That took a big part of me away when I was a little kid. You know, because it was something I was aspiring for. When you have children who are aspiring for things, you're supposed to enable and help them to achieve those things, you know, provided they're not, you know, ludicrous things.
Yes. Well, I remember the church had a basketball team, and my daughter, who is to this day, she's 25, only 4'9", wanted to play basketball with her friends. And so I went to the church, and the church guy looked at me like, it's this much money. And I was like, yeah, that's fine. And he's like, but what? She's short. What is she going to do? I said, listen here. She's going to run back and forth, and she's going to play with her friends. I'm paying you, right? And this is what we're going to do. This, they're little kids. I think they were 6-year-olds.
Yeah.
I'm like, they're not going to the, I don't even know what you call it. I
WNBA.
told them the major leagues, and he's like,
Yeah,
this is not baseball. I said, I don't care what it is, you know. And she played, and she ran back and forth, and with her little hands up, trying to. Yeah, I don't give a crap, okay. And that's what she did. After a while, she got, you know, after that she played only one season that they had there. And then she's like, I don't want to do that. And she went to Little League after that, but she played on the Little League. She was pretty good on that. And there you go. You don't have to be taught to play baseball. But anyway, she did it. And, and that's it. But yeah, it's,
Good for
if
her.
you can't do the things that your friends are doing, regardless whether you could do it or not, for social, they should all be allowed to do whatever they want.
Especially little kids. It's so ridiculous. They like little kids in school. Hey, okay, I understand. You have a son who's in 8th grade and he's 6'2" already. Now you have somebody who's actually a contender for the fucking NBA, but you're gonna have to groom him, and he's gonna have to have shit ton of discipline in order to do it. You want to talk about somebody who's making it big right now? Tony's nephew. I don't even know how big he is. He's a monster, and he is now going to be playing for Central Michigan University.
Hell
and I'll
yeah.
tell you what,
Good for him.
if any other bigger teams don't pick this guy up, I mean, he's massive, but he also has the discipline. He wakes up at 5:00 in the morning. He goes and works out, and then he goes to school. You know what I mean? Like, he's getting straight fucking A's. Like, the guy is fucking motivated. Now, he wants to be an engineer. You know what I mean? He's on top of it. Okay,
on
but if you got a
task.
kid who's just like, I just want to play basketball with my friends, play basketball with your friends. You know what I mean? Like, it shouldn't be a big deal. And all this transgender bullshit when it's like 0.001% of the population. Fuck off.
Seriously. Fuck off.
Yep.
Let people play what they want. They're playing. They're playing. It's a sport. They're playing.
Yep.
Well, one of the best arguments that I've come across when it comes to like the transgender sports, right? Transgender people in sports. LeBron James is predisposed to be an exceptional basketball player. And you don't, give him a penalty just because he's predisposed to be good at it. He's got the height, he's got the muscle, he's got the skeletal build, he's got all that. That's basically what people are doing to transgender athletes. They're penalizing them because they're qualified and predisposed to play a sport. When the science behind all of that, none of them will listen to the science behind it. I mean, after male to man to woman, after they're on hormone replacement therapy for 2 years, it changes every aspect of their body and how they play the sport. So, yeah.
Yep.
It is a confidence builder. No, Sage in our chat, being in organized sports is a confidence builder.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you learn to work with your teammates.
That's right. If that's your gig, and a lot of people like to play sports, you should be able to fucking play sports. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
If you're qualified and you got dedication, you're a team player, you should be able to play sports.
Yep.
I remember when I was in high school, the girls' swim team had a coach, and the girls' diving team had a coach. But the girls' diving team coach got fired, and we didn't have a coach. So they're like, well, we're not going to have a diving team. And we all were like, fuck you, we'll coach each other. I can tell, the team captain, you need to put your toes together, you need to tighten that up, and blah, blah, blah. You were a little over, you were a little on, you know what I mean? I can do that. And so we literally coached our own diving team, and we won SMA champs that year, Southern Michigan. Yeah. So it's like we did it with no coach.
Teamwork and determination, my girl.
If we wanted it bad enough, we were going to do it, and we did it. Like, we don't need no stinking coach, especially a pedo. So, yeah, don't even bother.
Is that why he got fired?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Yeah. So, Yeah, so we just coached each other and then won SMA champ. So it's double middle fingers in the air to everyone.
That's
You
right.
know, as a 64-year-old woman, I would have thought that by this time in my life, humanity would have come a lot farther.
I know.
I'm really a little disappointed in humanity,
When
in the inhumanity of
Yeah.
some
There you go.
people.
when I think that's what all of us, especially those of us on the left, have to recognize is that we're faced with either disappointment because we know we as a species are better than what we are currently doing, or frustration because we're faced with people who cannot grasp that concept.
Hmm.
And those are the two things I find myself bouncing back and forth between. I'm disappointed because I know we can be better, or I'm frustrated because there are people that just choose not to be better.
That's right.
Yeah.
And it's tragic because
Yeah.
who doesn't want to do better? Who doesn't want better? Who
Right.
doesn't need better? You
Yeah.
know, I mean, to me, it's a no-brainer.
Mhm.
It
Yeah.
really is. And
And
like I
then
said earlier, it's so much healthier and for your overall everything to be a decent person than it is to be a hateful piece of shit.
Mhm.
yeah. And then it's the hypocrisy of it all. Like uh, I know someone who voted for Trump and they're still very much a Trump supporter. And we had a fight the other day because this person said to me, "Hey, I'm so upset about this P. Diddy thing. I hope they throw away the key on him." And I said, "What the fuck are you talking about?" I said, "Why are you mad about him? He has nothing to do with you, your family, or anything. Okay?"
Right.
I said, "But you put a man in the White House that does the same thing." I
Mhm.
said, "Who you trying to kid here? Like
Yeah,
yourself or me?
Right.
Like, cause I'm not buying it. I'm not buying and you're so upset about that guy and you're not upset about the one you put in the White House. What the hell's wrong
Yeah.
with you?"
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
he's upset because that guy is charged with the same offenses is
Oh.
black.
You know,
Don't think that race doesn't play into it because this person seems to be accepting it if it's okay if it's a white guy, but if it's a black guy, which uh, Dinky demonizes black people and brown people and other ethnic. Say it for me, Spiken.
Ethnicities.
Thank you. Every chance he gets, he does. He degrades other humans. He's literally called us vermin.
Mhm.
Tony, what are you doing? Okay. I don't know
I'm
what he's doing.
sorry. I don't know anybody who I think is vermin except for him.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Him and his ilk.
and I don't know how the people in California, I mean, before he was elected, I don't even know how you have any red people in your state because before he was even elected, him telling your governor that he was going to let the whole state burn unless he did what Dinky wanted
Yeah.
was crazy to me. The
Mhm.
fact
Mhm.
that you still have red people in your state is crazy to me. I'm like,
Yeah.
what's wrong with them? He
You know,
said
he
basically
wasn't
he
going to
don't give a
help
shit if,
us.
if
He
you're
wasn't
all
going to
wiped
help
off the
us.
earth.
Yeah, he wasn't going to help us until he was told that he had voters in California.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Look
I
at what
don't
he's
even.
doing now to Whitmer. He's gonna release the guys out of G. Wants
Mhm.
to pardon the guys who tried to kidnap
Kidnapper.
and kill
Yeah.
her. Are you kidding
Yeah.
me? Like, this is a fucking sadistic asshole. That's the other
Yeah,
thing. I've been calling him sadistic for a long time.
the mafia mentality. He's a mobster.
Yeah.
But again,
He's running the country like he's the don of giant family.
right. And he's left all the people in the tornado stricken areas with nothing.
Desolate.
Yeah.
Hanging.
They
No
get and
FEMA, No
Those are
help,
predominantly
nothing.
red. Those are predominantly his voters, and he's abandoned them. He's abandoned them, and I don't think to this day, I still don't think he's ever said anything about it. He's never even
Nope.
addressed it.
Not the last recent storm. He didn't say
Yeah.
anything about. Nothing. I think it was 23 people died.
Hmm.
Oh yeah.
On top of them not getting any aid, he didn't even extend his condolences. Nothing. Nothing.
Well,
Don't care.
and again, I think that was intentional because if he mentioned it, it would shine a light on it, and his supporters would start to realize that he doesn't give a shit about them.
Yeah. Yeah.
True that.
Benny, Eddie says to tell you, I raise my hand and salute to you.
Eddie.
From Eddie and Jen the Vlogs and Ben.
Eddie and Jen. They have the most beautiful family. And actually, they're one of the families, one of those families that just, I belong to one of those families. You know what I'm saying? And these are the kind of families that he's trying to tear apart. He's kicking legal citizens out of our country. He's deporting
Children,
legal citizens.
children,
Yeah, and
with
children.
cancer.
And yeah, I mean, this is a revenge. This is his revenge tour on everybody who's not a billionaire.
Hmm.
And he's even going after a few of them too. Okay, let's just be
Oh,
real.
if they're against him, he's going
That's right. He's going
after them.
like
He doesn't
like
care.
like law firms.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Huge multi-billion-dollar law firms, and he's going after them saying, if you don't work for me, you're not going to be a law firm anymore.
Harvard.
Yeah, Harvard, which is almost 400-year-old institution. It's been the highest fucking, ground of institution in the United States since the 1600s.
Yeah, before we were a country.
Yeah. So I'm like, really, nobody's off limits. Nobody.
Yeah.
When again, he's doing
Nobody.
that off of a vendetta.
Yes, it's all a revenge tour. That's what I'm
Yep.
saying. And he's got a lot of revenge to take out through his whole life. This has been his whole life that he's waited to take out revenge on anybody and everybody he wants to unleash all his hate.
Yep.
And he's doing just that. Every person he's appointed in his cabinet are drastically unqualified and have so much luggage and baggage that 20 years ago the Republicans would have been clutching their pearls.
Hmm.
Yeah, they would.
So did you guys hear Kristi Noem got duped by a scam letter?
Good. She's so
Well, and I
bright,
just
though.
heard Susie Wiles, the Trump's whatchamacallit, chief of staff. Yeah. Her phone got hacked and somebody's been impersonating her and telling her, I don't even know what the messages are, but she's been going around. They hacked her phone, got all her numbers, and she's been spreading messages around, and it's not her. It's someone impersonating her, and it's not even her phone number. And that's how that dumb they are, that they don't even look
Yeah.
at the number and say,
Yeah.
well, this isn't the number that I have for Susie Wiles. Why is it? I mean, just dumb.
Duh. Like, duh. Like, you do it best, though, Diane, with your duh.
Oh my God, I'm Susie Wiles, and I'm just gonna let my phone get hacked because we have no national security at all. Okay, so everybody, it's a fucking free fall. Come on in, woo! It's a party.
Spikin' Fancy said no, she didn't hear about that, and she wants you to tell.
Okay,
To elaborate.
Okay, so there was this immigrant, legal immigrant, I do believe, who was targeted, was the target of a crime, And the people who committed the crime against him wrote a letter that somehow Christy Nome found out about. Wrote a letter pretending to be him, and then I guess ICE went and detained him. But in the letter, the person who was imitating him threatened Dinky's life.
Oh, jeez.
So this guy was a victim of a crime. The perpetrators of that crime then wrote a letter pretending to be him, threatening Dinky's life, and somehow Christy Nome got a hold of it and sent ICE to go apprehend him. And then they found out that it was a fake letter, that it wasn't actually him.
Yeah.
But yet they
Isn't that
still
great?
haven't gone after the person that originally sent it. And now most of the ICE agents don't even trust her to provide them with information anymore. Because she
She's the
didn't vet it.
director of Homeland Security. She's getting duped by a fucking letter.
She didn't vet it. She didn't
Nope.
do any vetting whatsoever.
Nope.
So now now
CT.
ICE doesn't even want to listen to her anymore because she keeps getting them into trouble because she's an idiot.
Oh.
Did you see the picture of her on a fucking camel the other day?
She's gonna have some fucking collection of photo shoots in her little portfolio.
She's gonna
Yeah,
be
she'll
selling
have a portfolio.
NFTs. She's gonna be
Now-
selling NFTs with all her different outfit changes on it.
Yep.
Now, did you guys hear? Jen said that she heard that Trump is or did reverse segregation back to what it was. So some places are already putting signs up.
So I hadn't heard anything recently on this, but what I had heard was that he basically reversed the government's stance on accepting contractors who participate in segregation. So federal contracts, if you are eligible for a federal contract, but your business participates in segregation, it used to be that you couldn't get that federal contract, and he has now eliminated that so that he can give federal contracts to white supremacy groups. And if there's been an update, there's been an update on that. I would like to know that because that's something we would definitely discuss on our show.
Oh yeah.
Yep. That would be something we would talk about.
I have a legitimate question. Actually, it's rhetorical. How many presidents have come into office and wanted to abolish the Department of Education?
Zero.
Just flat out said that. I'm going. Now, the Republicans, like I say, they've been chipping away at education for fucking decades. And for them to just come right out and say, we're defunding the Department of Education.
Yeah.
If you're gonna flick it like a bug.
It's been a Republican talking point. I mean, my entire life. I mean,
yeah.
We saw Reagan. He did away with free college across the United States when he was in office. So for those who don't know, in the 70s, you could go to college for free.
Yep.
You could go to college for free. It was
anywhere in the country.
Yes. But Reagan came in and decided
if you were
that,
white.
Yeah. Well, so the reason it changed, the reason there is no longer free college in the United States is because Republicans didn't want to pay for people of color or women to go to college for free. They wanted to reserve it solely for white men. So it became a pay-to-play situation where you have to pay to get an education.
Exactly.
Yep.
Now people have lifelong student loans that they can't repay back.
My
and the
mom
credit's
does.
fucked for life.
My mom does. She's 20 years older than me, and she still has hundreds of thousands of dollars in student loan debts that she has to pay off.
Predatory loans. They need to be abolished.
Yeah.
There shouldn't be such a thing. If somebody needs help, they should get the help that they need to get them back up on their feet.
Yeah.
The fuck is wrong with these people?
It's not socialism. It's a social security net. It's a net that catches you if you stumble and make sure you get back up and continue to go.
That's right. But
All the
to
safety
keep
nets are
people
gone now.
down, the way that Republicans deliberately do and always have done during my entire lifetime, is it should be obvious to everybody, is
Mhm.
the way I feel about it. Like, I don't know why everybody doesn't see that every Republican president we've had in office since I was of voting age has crashed the economy.
Mhm.
Every single one of them. And every Democrat president that came along after that Republican president has had to build up and restructure things
Clean up the
so
mess.
that, yeah, because everything was ripped apart.
Yeah. Republicans want to make it harder for the working and the middle class to survive, and Democrats want to support the working and middle class because that is the backbone of our country. And if
And
the
here's what I
working,
said. I'm sorry, Spy. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, if the working and middle class are struggling, it affects all aspects of our
Everything.
country. Yeah,
Everything.
but that is what they are actively trying to do right now, is to do away with the middle class entirely.
Ooh.
They just want a working class that's working for next to nothing, that has to spend 80 hours a week working just to survive, and never has an opportunity to enjoy the life they have. Whereas Democrats want to make sure that people can work and live and have a proper balance between the two.
Right. Yeah.
And what I was gonna say is that you said safety nets,
Mhm.
and I just saw like Dinky and all his drunk motherfuckers on what do you call them in the circus?
Trapeze.
The flying trapeze. There's no net underneath there, and they're all drunk, and they're just like woo, woohoo, free
Yep.
fucking for all for everyone. We're just gonna
Yep.
climb as much as we can on our flying trapeze to fucking nowhere. And how the fuck are we gonna get down if there's no net?
Mhm.
So
When again,
dumb.
the uber wealthy of our country don't care because it won't ever affect them. They just don't care. They're going to continue to buy their yachts and their planes, and they're going to go to a different country and
Pay no taxes.
and pay no taxes and watch America crumble, because
Yeah.
they've taken all of the money out of the American economy and stuffed it in their own pockets. That is their game plan.
It'll eventually hit them. Something will happen where it's their kid. Something, you know what I mean? Like you can't. The thing about it is you can't treat 330 fucking million people like this.
No.
No.
Eventually there will be a revolt. You cannot do what they're doing to this fucking government without a major standoff.
I mean, that's what we saw with the French Revolution.
It's what we saw in our own American Revolution.
Mhm.
You can only push people too fucking far. So far. And right now, I feel like the rubber band is stretched as far as they can possibly go before it's about to break.
How many high school students you think know about the Boston Tea Party?
Not enough. Not enough.
No.
Yes, Eddie, that's right. Even the Special Olympics, yeah, they're defunding. You're right.
They're going after everything, even healthcare for children with,
Special needs, yeah.
Taxation without representation. Sage keeps
Yeah.
saying it in the chat.
Well,
You're right.
It's true. That's why I mentioned the Boston Tea Party.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's what that was all about.
Oh.
We give them our money so that we can have a decent life. How many Americans are suffering right now?
Right.
I know there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
More than you can even imagine. For one reason or another. And he's taking away the little bit of safety nets that we have left in place.
That's right. The Republicans are
world-
taking this
when-
safety
yeah.
net away.
at a whirlwind pace, I might add.
Yeah.
I think Democrats are doing their damnedest to stop this right now, and I think we got to give our democratic people a little bit more credit. There's been a lot of Democrat bashing lately, and I'm really kind of frankly sick and fucking tired of it. You know, when you don't have the power to stop him, you have to do everything to slow it down, and that's what they're doing right now. Is they're trying to slow it down because they don't have any power. So if you want Democrats to have power, get out and fucking vote.
Mm-hmm.
And vote for Democrats.
Because even if you don't do politics, politics is doing you. So vote. Vote for what's in the best interest of you and your fellow fucking citizens.
So is it next year or the year after where there's going to be a vote for, again,
midterms?
The midterms are 2026.
Yep.
And I think by then, I think we will see that the non-voter numbers will drop because people have had 2 years of watching what standing on the sidelines gets them.
Well, I would say 6 years. Because during the Biden administration,
I would say 10 years.
Yeah, it's been a decade. Well, it's been
a decade.
He's needed up and coming for decades. But
yes,
look, you can keep going back as far as the 70s since that mofo came on the scene. So, what was I going to say? Shit, I forgot now.
Talking about non-voters.
Yeah, non-voters. That's if we have a fucking free and fair election, people.
Yeah.
Because I'm sorry,
we
the
really
last
have to
election,
stay on top of this.
7 swing states. Give me a fucking break. I live in Michigan, okay? And I live in it's a ritzy area, but they're always blue. They're all highly educated, okay? These people know. And even though there's a lot of rich people in our neighborhoods, there's also a lot of educated ones too who go, yeah, this ain't right. And I just can't roll with this. They might have done it once. They might have done it twice. But after January 6th, it was fucking over, right? You cannot tell me Dinky won all 7 swing states. You just can't.
Nope,
I will never
neither.
fucking believe it. And I don't care
either.
How many times you try to shove it. And I'm not a conspiracy theorist or whatever, but, he's admitted it, frankly, on stage.
Well, and
over
just
and
the fact
over
that
again.
They had mentioned all those people, the voters in those states, the different states, that were merged supposedly because they had the same name, but meanwhile in southern countries like John Brown is a very common name, so there might be 50,000 of them in that state. They threw out their registrations, and
they purged them.
Do you know how many Diane Russells there are in the country? There's so many Diane Russells in the country. I had to keep my maiden name as my middle name because it's unusual. So it's like there's so many Diane Russells in this country that literally they're like, we can't even tell y'all apart anymore. I couldn't use my middle name as my, when I changed my name after I got married. You know what I mean? I couldn't do it. There was somebody else who had the same fucking exact name.
Right.
And now they're making you jump through hoops, right? Because you might have gotten married and changed your name, so your vote is in danger now.
Right.
If you don't have on your registration the name you were born with.
Right.
Isn't that fun?
So
your birth certificate. Your birth certificate, by the way, I also don't weigh 8 pounds, 7 ounces.
Right.
So
yeah.
So just saying, things change. Fuckos.
Yep. Well, and that's what I told my daughter when she's like, I'm going to get married. I go, don't change your last name. She's like, why? I'm like, don't change your last name. You're going to have a lot of problems,
Yeah, so in order to fly to see Diane and Wizzy and Mark and John Deff and everybody else, I had to.
I know, Benny. We're so bummed we can't be
I
here.
know we're gonna have you on Tony's 5 screens, okay? We'll just have you up
Yeah.
there the whole day. But I had to go get a real ID so I could fly,
yeah.
and I took way more up there than I needed to take just because I wanted to make sure that they couldn't refuse it. And when I got to the window, I handed all this stuff to the lady, and she's like, "Okay, well, I also need your marriage license. Since you're married, I need your marriage license to prove that you're married." And I'm like, "But I didn't change my name." And you know
Right.
why I didn't change my name? Because Dinky shut down the government just after I got married, and I couldn't go to the Social Security office and change my fucking name. So, but yeah, she was confused because it's unheard of down here for a wife to not take their husband's name. But it streamlined the process for
Yeah.
me because I didn't have to have additional things to prove that I was married and had changed
Right.
my name. But there were ladies there at the DMV trying to get a real ID, and they brought their birth certificate, their social security card, their residency information, their marriage certificate, but they did not bring the paperwork, the actual paperwork that they filed to change their name, and they couldn't get a
That's
real
gonna be
ID.
that's gonna be a hard one. Like I
Yeah,
don't even know where to find mine. You know what
yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
So if you ladies out there, if you changed your last name and you have that paperwork, make sure you stick it with all your other important documents because
Yep.
that's what they will ask you for. Not just the marriage license, but
Nope.
the paperwork that you got from the government about changing your name.
Yeah. I'm so happy I didn't get married. When I went to the DMV, I went with my son, and I was like, "Hey, I want to. While I'm here, I want to get a real. I want to update, even though mine was brand new. I had just got it. I didn't realize we were going to need all these real IDs, or we were going to be in trouble, you know. So I had just got it. I had already paid for it, and I was like, no, I got to update it now. So I guess I have to pay again. But I wanted a real ID, you know. But I had looked at everything they wanted. And then I also, was bringing my son to get an ID for the first time because now he's 19. And so I take him to get a real ID too. And, I'm going back and forth because I had to go between both windows because my son doesn't understand any of this yet. He never been to the DMV, then go back to my window. And she gave me such a hard time because she couldn't scan my birth certificate. I go, what does that have to do with me? The birth certificate is there. It's the real one. You can feel the
It's got a
thing.
seal on it. Yeah.
Take a damn picture of it.
Embossed.
Because it was so old, but I was like, I'm not paying to get another one now. It's, fuck you,
So I have my original, and I have an authorized legal copy. So I have
My
two.
original birth certificate was gorgeous. It was absolutely gorgeous. It was on the top. It had this beautiful cliff scene with these little cherubs all around and filigree artwork on it. And it burnt in the house in 1975.
Ah,
So I remember my mom showing me that. This is your birth certificate. This is what time you were born. This is how much you weigh. As mamas do.
Mhm.
To remind you of the agony they had to get you here, and you shouldn't be a little shit.
I still
True,
have my
true,
original
all
Social
true.
Security
I
card
think Nick.
as well as a copy.
I had mine up until I left my purse in the buggy at Walmart one day, and I never saw it again. But that was like 4 years ago, so I had it until I was like 60. So that's pretty good, right? Yeah.
and you never carry your social security card with you ever.
Yeah, I'm such an idiot. I had it in my purse for a reason. It wasn't something that I willy-nilly carried around. But yeah, somebody got
Anytime I
my
have my social,
purse. They
anytime
got
I have
all
my
my
Social Security
cards,
card,
$400.
it's in a pocket. I keep it in a back pocket because I can tell if you touch my ass, and you got to touch my ass to get my card.
Don't touch my ass. It's that simple.
Well,
Unless you want to pull back a bloody stump.
exactly. Or, chiclets falling out.
Yeah, yeah. I can't help my reaction to you grabbing my ass. If it's taking out your teeth, I'm sorry. You shouldn't have grabbed my ass.
Yep. Oh yeah, I have never ever carried my social. I memorized it back in the day when I got my first job and never thought about it again to carry it. Um, and so, when they ask for it, I'm like, where the fuck did I put it? Now I gotta dig
Where
around
was
for it.
it?
All my important documents are in the gun safe because it's a fireproof safe. So
That I don't even have room for a little
You
tiny
don't have
jewelry,
to have
so
a gun
never mind.
safe to have a fireproof safe. They come
no,
in.
Yeah, that's what I need. My mother used to have
They
like
come
a
in a
whole
little
fireproof
lockbox
box with all
sizes
the
too.
important documents.
yeah, but Cletus decided we needed a gun safe, so
Yeah, well,
I'll
if
just
you
use
have
that.
guns, that's what you need. That's
Yeah.
what responsible gun owners do.
You've got and a little one in the house. I think that's
Yeah.
smart.
Oh yes, yeah, and it's actually biometric, so she can't get into it no matter how hard she tries.
Yeah, my daughter just got one too. She showed me because they're in Indiana, so they're allowed to have guns. New York, probably not so much. I probably can't get a gun and put it here. But they, and I'm like, oh my God, with the child, I'm like, that should be you should build a closet that it's hidden behind. And my daughter's like, it has biometrics. It weighs 10,000 pounds. You have to type in a code. I go, no. These kids are so smart that I'm like, oh
Yeah.
no.
No, they are smart. It's necessary to have those things locked down.
Yeah.
So Christina,
Just
did we
saying.
get through all your questions?
Yes. I had
Excellent.
10 for you and you guys went fast. So,
Did your chat have any questions for us?
So, why don't we take questions from the chat now? Does anyone have any questions for the ladies? I will read it to them. I have it here because on StreamYard it's too small and I'm blind now.
If you pinch, it'll zoom in. You pinch the screen, it'll zoom in.
Yeah, but they put a new thing on StreamYards now where they have the $ blocking half of what they write. So I'm like,
Oh.
Yeah.
I know
it's
what you
almost like
mean.
the heart in
And
the
you
chat
Yeah.
where you can't
Yeah.
see anything.
Paper or plastic from John Deff? Usually paper. But I've recently found out that there was a gentleman here in the United States who figured out how to take all the plastic that we can't recycle and convert it into biofuel, and the byproduct of it is the carbon that we use in filters.
Wow.
So
How about that?
Fancy in the chat wants to know if Cletus is a cowboy.
Cletus is not a cowboy, but he is. He
rides that electric horse.
He is a northern hillbilly. That's what Cletus is. Cletus
That's what us up in the north call them shit kickers.
Yep.
Yeah.
And for any of my subscribers who don't know the ladies and don't have their channel, the 21st Century Suffragettes channel is pinned up in the messages there in the chat. So please click on it and hit that subscribe and like.
Yes.
Eddie said he did that. So to let you guys know, thank you, Eddie Jen the Vlogs and then some for subscribing to the 21st Century Suffragettes. Susie wants to know, Diane, are you going to sing tonight?
Probably not, sweetie. Not tonight.
Well, and for all the sparklers in the chat, there is a sparkler Zoom meeting tonight. So
yeah, there is. It's actually on right now.
It just started. Or I think they start at 7:15. So 10 minutes.
Christina wants to know, Diane, can you show the meme I sent you of the taco?
It's not our show, honey, so we'll show it on Tuesday. so we can share our screen. Otherwise, I got to send it to Christina, and she's got to figure out a way to share it.
Yes.
And Betty,
So
you're
for
muted.
what?
Sweetie.
Those asking about the Sparkler Zoom, if you're in Discord, Mark P has posted it there. John, I can get it to Diane. She can send it to you.
I can get you a link. I have it.
Same with Lindsay.
Yep.
Michelle says she just has a comment. Thank you for the truth.
Aw. Thanks, sweetie. You're welcome. We'll give you the truth if you ask for it. You want it? We'll give it to you.
Yeah. Steve asks, how's the guitar coming along, Diane?
It's coming along all right. I had a little wiring issue, and I'm hoping, I don't know, it's kind of resolved because it happened once during my last show, but I don't know if it was the battery or not. Anyway, there seems to be loose cords in there, and I'll figure out if it happens again. I'll have to take it back in if it does.
So now they're asking, well, if not tonight, tomorrow music?
Oh my God, you guys are relentless.
Well, she did play last week, and so typically it's every other week in general.
Yeah, because Diane actually needs some time off to do her real life.
It's funny because
Thank you, Jen.
Well, actually, Christina, it says I have a sticker. It says, "This machine kills fascists." Yes, I'll show you the sticker.
Just like Arlo Guthrie. Arlo Guthrie, one of the great songwriters of our time.
There you go.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Gorgeous.
There you
Put
go.
my D and my print symbol. Print symbol is hard to see. There you go. You can see it better now.
Yeah.
He's shiny.
Lindsay says,
Yeah, 5 eggs is here. Don't you worry.
And Rosanna, Diane can't just play 2 hours. She's always got to do more than 2 hours. So,
yeah. Lindsay says, ladies, who will be the biggest F up in the administration this week? They're taking votes.
Tony says RFK.
yeah, RFK or Stephen Miller, because he let Elon Musk take his wife.
This is such a fucking patent place of fuckery. Does anybody remember Peyton Place? It was the soap opera from the old days.
I'm going to vote for the head
Not
fucktard
a
in
soap
charge
opera.
until
It was a
Diggy's going to
movie.
be. Diggy's going to be the worst.
It was a
upcoming.
movie that was like a soap opera. Yeah. Peyton Place.
Yeah, Fancy. He's probably the one who gave him a black eye. Yes.
Oh yeah, you don't. Oh, of course.
Listen, I'm going to tell you something.
Stephen Miller.
I looked at that black eye, and it's probably a week old. You can tell by the coloring of the bruising. It's not. So he actually had to wait for the swelling to go down.
You're
Diane,
muted, Diane. You're still muted. You're still muted.
You're still muted, Diane.
Oh. There you go.
No. It's still muted.
It's not muted now, but I can't hear you. So something's with her mic. Because it unmuted. I don't see the little mute.
It's Tony. I think Tony's doing it. Tony's doing it.
Oh, Tony's
Tony.
messing with her.
Tony. Jesus H. Christ, Tony.
Can't hear you, baby girl. To read
There
my
you go.
lips.
There you go.
If you weren't this little circle right here, and oh, I can see you on the TV. That's cool.
So I want to know if Stephen Miller is a lefty.
That's what they said in the
Yes.
chat. That he's left-handed.
Yes, I've heard that he's left-handed.
He had to. It had to have been him. Not a lot of people are lefty in the White House.
That also means though that he tried to scratch his eyes out too, because didn't he have scratches?
Oh God! Can you imagine that Nosferatu attacking you? Like, get away from me!
He comes flying over and hits you with his little bat claw.
Yeah, and he doesn't like move. Like he doesn't walk. He like move. He glides.
Yeah,
across
he
the
glides
room.
along like Lily Monster.
He literally glides across the room.
Oh shit!
Well, this is what I mean by we have fun, because you know, like
you got to.
Yeah, we have to.
You
Because
got to make fun of this stuff.
Yeah. Huh?
Yeah.
And Jen thinks that the fuck up of the week is gonna be dumbass Taylor Green.
Taylor Green.
Oh, 3 toes. We call it 3 toes around our parts.
Or B6.
MTG, 3 toes, Sporkfoot. Yeah, whatever you want to call her. MTG, you know, she's kind of been off the radar lately. You know what I mean? She's been real quiet.
Is she? Is MTG
Yeah, the quiet before the storm, I think, huh?
Oh Lord!
Well, I think she's kind of taken a step back just a little bit because you know she got mad at Dinky because he wouldn't support her Senate race.
Yeah,
and she started talking out her ass, and I'm pretty sure somebody handed her ass after she did that. So
somebody handed her a fucking polling saying that she would lose and lose big if she tried to run for Senate. Good.
Yeah.
She belongs nowhere in our politics.
Nobody wants that thing around.
No.
Oh my God! When you did that show about the AI talking about her and her 3 toes, I was hysterical.
Well, and you know, Christina, you know that with my old podcaster Brian, I'm 1 degree separated away. Well, 2 degrees separated from the dude that she jerked off at the Beetlejuice
Bober
show.
Yeah.
Yes, she did. The whole Beetlejuice incident was Bobo and the cousin of my friend Brian. Cousin. 2 degrees separation away from Bobo jerking that guy off in the fucking Beetlejuice thing. Oh my God! What timeline are we living in?
Oh my goodness, ladies, we got a lot of work to do.
Nirvana and Tony Hawk. Yeah. I know. Tony's talking in the background and you guys can't hear him. He's like, we're 3-4 degrees away from Tony Hawk and Nirvana. And I'm like, just stop.
So I think also though the RFK thing, okay, the Maha report, and I'm going to call it that forever on because of if they're going to make those kind of mistakes, they're going to screw something up that bad, then their name is going to be all over it. But
what are you calling it?
The Maha report.
Oh, right.
Yeah. But again, any high school kid who has had to write a term paper would not make the mistakes that these people made with this report. And it also shows that everything that RFK Jr. thinks is legitimate science is a bunch of bullshit and buffoonery.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not based in science at all.
He put nothing but lies in this Maha report. Make America healthy again. Give me a fucking break.
Yes,
And
whalehead on the car for everybody.
links to sources that or links that don't go to anywhere.
Don't
and
exist.
Sources that are not legitimate because the person they cited said, "Hey, that's not what I wrote. I didn't do that." No. So they're
And they're
trying to.
stopping. Well, they're also stopping publicating any medical information in real medical journals. You know why? The medical journals won't fucking publish them because it's crap science and it's all fucking bullshit. That's why he's like, I'm not going to publish anything in those papers. The papers are like, we can't accept it. It's all fucking bullshit.
Well, yeah, because one of the foundational aspects of medical publication, in order to be published in the medical field, is your study, your research, whatever it is you're putting information out on. It has to be peer reviewed, which means that other medical professionals have reviewed it for its accuracy and have ensured that they get the same results
That's right.
that you got. And he can't do that with anything because
No.
everything he uses is pseudoscience.
It's so dumb.
Studio.
I don't know. Tony wants to know, Christina, if there's a way to let us share a picture.
Oh, of course. It's on share, so there should be a screen that says more, and there should be a share screen button down there.
Down
I'm
there
on my
where
phone, so I can't share anything. I'm under middle class. I'm poor, so I only have a phone, and I do not have a computer or a laptop. You can share on my show, but I can't.
there's an option in the
Share
more
screen.
button. It says share this to your audience. And
Do you have to give like you know?
Oh yeah,
me
yeah. I gotta
permission
add it
do
to the stage. Yeah. There you go.
There it is. Okay, so this is Tony's nephew. He's a giant. How old is he?
Wow, he is giant.
He's 19. You see the pound he has on his, that's 200 pounds that's on his shoulder. What's his height and weight? 6'5", 350.
Wow, 6'5". Oh.
Pure muscle. He's a lineman for Central Michigan.
6'5".
Offensive
I'd
lineman.
be up to his tummy.
Yeah. Look at those. His thighs are as big as my waist. Go to the next one.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how to go to the next one.
I go. I do it. So wait, delete that. Move from stage. Okay. Now add this one. Look how I'm doing it.
Look at this kid. How old is he?
Wow.
19.
Yeah. Holy cow.
Now, can you imagine this kid in junior high school and he's pummeling kids on the football field because he's 50 times bigger than everybody else? You know what I mean? Like, it was just not fucking fair back then. But now all these, now he's dedicated and straight A student, wants to be an engineer. I mean, this guy is just, he's epic. You know what I mean?
And he's a ginger.
Ginger, overachiever, everything, all of it.
A ginger.
You can stop sharing it, sweetie.
Yeah, as soon as I figure out how to get rid of it. Come on now. Okay. Oh shit, I kicked Diane out too. I hit close them and it was like, I'm sorry, Diane, come back.
Come back. I hate when that shit happens. It's like you just touch the wrong thing and everything goes pear-shaped.
close
on
one and it all closed.
a small screen, it just makes it that much harder. I
Yeah,
feel
I
your
got
pain,
big
Christina.
fingers and
Definitely.
oopsie, right, Steve? What a oopsie. Sorry, Diane.
Well, I actually do have to go. It's dinner time, and
Oh
I got a
yes.
hungry kid waiting. So, but
Happy
thank you for
hap-
having us.
happy
Thank you
420
so
Spiking.
much for joining us, Spiken. I appreciate it.
Absolutely,
Yes,
absolutely.
he is. Love you.
Yeah, Diane's not back yet, but bye, Diane. Talk to you later. Thank you for having me. I really enjoyed it, and I have a new channel to watch, so
Yeah, come watch my spooky stories.
I love it. I love it. Actually, I'll probably fall asleep to them because I listen to stuff as I fall asleep. Shuts
Oh,
the
there
brain
you
down.
go.
Yeah.
And if you like meditation, I have a whole playlist of meditation music I made. Great for the back.
Oh,
You hit
wonderful.
that. You hit
Wonderful.
that play all button.
I'll check it out. Well, tell Diane I said bye. Thanks for
All
being here,
right.
chatters.
Have a
See you
good
guys
night,
later.
honey.
Take care, hon. You can get more of Spiken on 21st Century Suffragettes. Like I said, the link is pinned up in the chat. So don't forget to click that button if you don't have them. Susie, it was lovely that you came by. Thank you so much. And it's lovely seeing you here. It's lovely seeing all you guys here. Thank you so much for hanging out with us on my channel today. Thank you so much, Christina. So yeah. So and then next Thursday, if all goes well, we could go to Diane's channel and hear the rest of that wonderful story that I made.
That'll be
That was
fun.
kicking ass. That
Thank
was
you,
kicking
Murmur.
ass.
Yeah, we need an AI story about Dinky's demise.
Well, the AI wrote it too nice. I added all the shit with Elon and I added who his running mate is. When you find out
Yeah.
who the running mate is, you're gonna laugh your freaking ass off.
No.
Yeah.
Like,
Thank you,
I should
Nirmaj.
say running
Excited.
mate. Who's running against him in 2028? Oh my God, you're gonna die.
Now you got me all excited.
Oh, sweetie, thank you for gifting the gifts of the membership. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
Nirmaj. Yeah. He's
Thank
done
you so
10 so
much.
far during your show. He's great. I love Nirmaj. Thank you so much, sweetie.
We love all you
doll.
guys.
We love
We
spreading
get
the
you all
joy.
day
That's what we like
loves.
to do.
Yes.
Yes. And like I said, unlike Diane and Benny who just blew it out of the park, it took me 6 years to get monetized. And I have over 1,740 videos. I have about as many videos as I do subscribers.
Yeah.
So there's plenty for you to watch. If you like cooking, if you like crafting, if you like paranormal exploration, cemetery walks, history, stories, I got it all for you, okay?
And there's even some live streams of Christina and I from back in the OG days.
Oh yeah, I have all my live streams up, so you can go way back 7 years. I have all my stuff.
Because Christina and I go way back then.
Yeah. Christina, thank you so much for having us. It's been a lot of fun.
Thank you guys for coming. I appreciate it so much. This was lovely, and we'll have to do it again. But next time we'll do just maybe a fun stream, a game stream, or something really interesting.
Or where I'm reading your mind about what you're I spy in your kitchen. Because I was right every time. I'm like, kettle. I was right on it. And I was like, damn. I wish I was in your live chat.
Well, you can be in my live chat anytime you want.
I know.
Yeah. Jump on
now I'm
in.
subscribed, so I'll be there.
There you go.
That's how it works.
That's
it feels like the good old days, Christina. It was really fun being up here with you and sharing minds and like minds, and some minds
Yeah.
not so like. But it's all an experiment on how well we can work together, and that's
Yeah.
all we need to do is work together.
Yeah, it's not too much different, the political views from the paranormal, believe it or not. Because the skepticism that paranormal people get is the same kind of back and forth, like for anybody watching who is new to the channel, um according to society, people like me don't exist, first of all, but they named us anyway. They have a description for us, even though we don't exist. So their closest description to what I do would be a spirit medium.
Or I would call you a witch.
And
They would call you a witch. What are you talking about? They would call you a spiritual medium. Right would call you a witch, just like the rest
they
of
call
us.
me a witch, but like, if you look, there is a definition close to what I do, and it's called a spirit medium if you look it up. And but also I also am a human gatekeeper, so I also cross over spirits. So I have additional superpowers,
duties.
as we call them.
Well, I want to be on your next show when you're talking about ghost stories. When is that?
Oh yeah. Well, we do Thursday is my up in the air day when I do all sorts of stuff.
Isn't it tomorrow?
So
Sundays?
yeah, so tomorrow sometimes we tell ghost stories, sometimes we do spiritual learning, which we learn about all different
I'd like to know about my ghost.
Okay, so
and I'll tell you, and even a Ouija board was involved, so I'll even I'll tell you all about it.
I'll send you a link. And why don't you pop in after your show, because I know you guys do a show Thursday, and you can tell your paranormal experience.
Well, isn't tomorrow Sunday?
Tomorrow's Sunday. But
okay,
the
so
show
Thursday.
that she's talking about is on Thursday.
I don't know why. Because she said tomorrow, and I was like, oh yeah, tomorrow. But at first, and I was like, no.
Thursday, I thought you did your ghost show tomorrow. Yeah.
No, it's Thursday.
Oh, it's Thursday that you do your ghost show. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, Thursday. So,
I got it wrong.
Sunday, I have my videos that go out about paranormal experience. So that's
okay.
And scary stories like
videos.
Sinister Sunday.
Yes.
Which is one of my favorite things.
Yeah, but Thursday I have where I could have a guest come up and talk about paranormal experiences, because Thursday is our day for spiritual learning, or talks about spiritual stuff and paranormal. So yeah.
So I have to pop on after our show on Thursday. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because you guys start at 5 on Thursday. I start at 6:30, and you finish at 7. So I'll be on a half hour only before you pop up.
All right, cool. Definitely send me a link, and I'll jump on and I'll tell you the ghost stories, and then we'll also raid you.
Yes, that'd be awesome.
Remember the old days when we used to do the raids, Christina?
Yep. Oh yeah, we used to raid everybody. Who's on?
Yeah.
Wait, we didn't used to leave. We didn't used to close our stream until someone we knew went live, so we could raid them.
Yeah.
Sometimes I was on. Benny will tell you, I did 12-hour streams sometimes. I would get bored. I'm like, hey, you want to walk over there and go to this haunted house? Hey, I'll show you this. Let's go to the court. There used to be a slave house. Let's go. To the store.
Christina, did you ever check out our video that Tony did when he went to, what's it called? Eloise Asylum. It's a haunted place here in Michigan with my friend Brian.
You're familiar. I know you've read about Eloise Asylum.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Oh, I have to check it out. I didn't know you had any kind of video like that.
Oh, well, yeah. And I keep saying Boston Brian. Brian, my cohort on HBL Radio Nation, he's very into the paranormal, and Tony went on an excursion to Eloise Asylum with him. And I held down the fort here at the house, and we literally did a live chat. And it was the whole live thing was hilarious, but it's been edited down. Do you know where that video is?
Where's the video?
It must be. It probably is on HBL Radio Nation. I don't know. I'd have to go
Oh
find it.
yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're gonna have to find, and you're gonna have to put it on your channel.
Well, I will. What I'll do is I'll share it with you when we get
Yeah.
off, and I'll email it to you so you can watch it on your own. But
Yeah.
yeah, it was fun.
I was on a live stream once with Kiwi, Tansy. You know Tansy.
Yes. Oh yeah, when the door closed
And there
all
was
the
a paranormal
stuff was going on.
experience while we were live. Yeah, it
Oh.
was
And that's
very.
what got you shut off from YouTube for a week or something.
And I
because you
replayed it on my channel, and it got me demonetized. I was like, son of a bitch.
It
Don't
was
laugh
too
at me,
scary.
Tony.
It was too scary. Oh my god.
Oh, that sounds
Dude.
great, Eddie. Yeah, send me the link for next Sunday because I will join.
Well, it wasn't too scary. I mean, it was quite amazing, actually, just sitting there
No,
watching.
well, I'm not
Took me
afraid.
right back to my youth.
I'm not afraid of spirits anymore, dealing with them so much. I actually
Yeah.
have about 500 of them in the house at any given time.
They don't take up much space.
Well, I should say 4 times a week. I have at least 500 when I do my crossovers. Regularly, like a day like today, I have about 100 who seek asylum, who hang out with each other, just mostly kiddos, that are not ready to cross over because their family's still here. But to leave kiddos wandering alone by themselves, not a good idea.
No.
Spirit wise. So they stay here. I have toys. My house is filled with toys for spirits. I know my aunt was like, why do you have a toy box? I'm like, just
For
things I
kids.
collected over the years. But they have, even in the backyard, they have toys, balls and all stuff. So don't think I'm crazy, guys. I don't do that stuff live. But, sometimes we do paranormal investigations live, but mostly I'll do my paranormal investigations and put them up. Benny has seen probably every single one of them. And I've caught some amazing stuff on some of those videos. Amazing. There was one point where I couldn't go out without catching a spirit on camera. And people were like, how do you do that? I'm like, it's not faked, because some of the time it was live, so I'm like, it wasn't faked. Some of my best footage was people screenshotted off a live stream I did, and it was like a fairy folk, I call him the tree god, but wood elemental. They caught so much shit in that video. I was like, what the
I'm surrounded.
That was at that crazy house, Benny, that I took you to 4 a.m. on my live stream. Remember that house where I used to live in Long Island across the street?
Yes, ma'am.
And Benny was like, go in.
Go
and I was
in,
like,
go in.
No.
By the way, Steve
great.
from Scotland said he's got a ghost story from Edinburgh, Scotland.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, so listen.
You're going to have to share it, Steve.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, if you guys look on my channel page with all the links is my Facebook. So message me your story and I will say it on our Sinister Sunday.
That's the about page, right?
If you on the front screen, I don't know, on the phone, it says
where it says more
about the page.
Yeah.
You click that and it has all links to like PayPal and whatever, and it has my Facebook link. And you guys can message me on Messenger. Far out, man. And if you don't have any of that, you can always email Diane and she'll forward it to me.
Yep.
So because
it's not a ghost story, but it's weird. He's what he said.
Oh no! Hey, listen. If it's a real story, I'll tell it for the real experiences. If it's just like a plot story that will go on my Friday campfire stories. So you just let me know which one it is, and I tell them.
There you go.
Yeah, oh yeah, cryptids, all sorts. Because I actually saw a cryptid. I told the story again last night. Like I saw something I could never explain.
What is
Yes,
that?
that's an EMF meter.
It's my EMF meter.
You're blinding me
He's-
with it, Benny.
Sorry, honey. Can't keep it away.
Can you guys play it for? Can you touch it? I have mine there too. But they're not into politics. Mine is here.
And politics is not into them either because they're no longer really here. Not in the skin suit.
Yeah, yeah. But I have it all the time, you know, when I'm doing other things, in case I need, you know, to know something, in short of them, you know, because it takes so much energy sometimes to um talk to them telepathically. So sometimes I'll just ask a question and I'll, you know, if that's on, I'll look over and they'll give me a yes or a no.
Right.
So Benny doesn't delve into the paranormal as much anymore. What are your thoughts on spirit boxes? Well, Super Saint, because back in the day, before I couldn't really talk to them, now it took me a year to really hone in on the skill where we could talk through our minds so that people didn't think I was crazy while I walked in the street. So it's probably over a year, but the last year really I honed in on it. So I used to use the spirit box. The SB7 was my favorite. All these apps, there was only one I ever liked. They don't even make it anymore, but I still have it on my old phone. I don't know about all those apps. I can't, you know, make out half of them. And sometimes they repeat, which makes me think that they're not exactly real. But I've done a spirit box. If you guys are interested, I have a video that I did with my daughter. It was called Katie's of Smithtown. And that was a very haunted bar that actually that ghost group, Ghost Adventurers, went to. So my daughter and I went there and we did a spirit box in the back of that place. And the spirits had a whole back and forth conversation to me about the restaurant that was next door on the spirit box. I had never had such good back and forth um interaction on a spirit box. So to me, you know, it works if the spirit you're talking to can use it and manipulate it. Now, do you get a lot of other drunk on the air stuff you pick up out of the airwaves? Sure. You have to know what's real and what's not. That's
Sure.
it. And when you have a back and forth conversation, I was like, oh, look at this restaurant. And I said the name, and of course I pronounced it wrong. The spirit then said it correctly and said, oh yeah, good food. And I was like, what? Like, hello.
I think I remember that, actually. That was a live stream, right?
No, it was just a
video?
video. I taped like 5 hours and I cut it down to like, I don't know.
I did
It was like
watch it. I recall.
40-minute video or whatever, but because it was freezing that night, so it was impossible to go live because everything kept dying. And I had to keep charging and going back in my daughter's car. It was freezing. It was in January when we went, but that was one of the craziest places. We caught a big orb that flew through the door. There was so much literal back and forth talking to me on the spirit box. The speaker of the spirit box actually died when I got the other one because it was so cold. When I got the other one, they were like, "Oh, there you are," and I was like, "What the fuck?"
You're
So
back.
many orbs, so many different things. Like, yeah, like it was crazy. Wait, Super Saint, I'm sorry, did I miss what you said? Are you on Long Island? I was on Long Island. Now I'm in Queens, New York. I was born and raised in Queens, and then I um, left. I went to Long Island for 12 years, and now I'm back here in Queens, New York. Christina, I mean the kinds
Fiends.
that people buy that are sealed in wax. Oh, you mean those crazy debunk boxes with the supposed demons in it? No, I don't do that. I don't work with demons. I don't want to get involved with them.
No thanks.
And if they don't know me, I don't know them. That's how it goes. We don't want to bring any.
That would be
Like
a
I said,
hell no.
my not, but I am going to tell you my thoughts about demons. There is not as many as all these crazy ghost hunting people believe. They're not always coming in contact with a demon. There's just bad spirits, that could screw with you just as bad as a demon. But demons are not going to bother you unless you bother them, or unless you're on their list because you did something. You summoned one, you did something crazy. Other than that, the demons have their job and they're doing it, and it doesn't affect us. Okay, their job is to take care of the really bad spirits that are lingering through the world. So they're not after us. Okay, we're not in their world unless we do something that puts us there. Other than that, we don't interact with them. All this crazy stuff that these people say about the demons, no. So are they in boxes? I doubt it. I really doubt all that stuff. So
This isn't the Ghostbusters, and you can put a demon in a box. I'm just
yeah.
saying, okay? Like, that's not a fucking movie. No, cut it out, people.
Yeah.
You
Right.
think you can put a demon in a box, first of all? Really?
You're
Really?
just a demon in a box.
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
yes, you are.
Now you
Demon in a
can, like I
box.
said, if you do something crazy, you can summon one. And that's where I'm
Yeah.
saying that's when they're
Let's not
in.
do anything crazy.
But other than that, they have a job in the spirit world. We're not in their, sights. So
Yeah, if demons could be put in a box, Christina said Dinky would be in a box.
yes.
If you could put him in a box, he'd be in a box.
Yeah,
I'd put
if
him
we
in a
could take
little
the evil
tiny.
spirit soul and suck it out of him and put it in one of those boxes, I'd be the first one to try it.
I'd put him in the tiniest box ever created for humankind.
Yes.
Yes, Dinky is a demon. Dinky needs to be visited by the ghosts of Christmas, past, present, and future. Yes, he does, Steve.
Yeah. You know what? I think he's
Mhm.
so unintelligent that even if ghosts were trying to haunt him and spirits, he wouldn't realize,
He'd
or
be
he would
like,
think he was special and, wouldn't faze him. So,
it's Jesus.
yeah,
Jesus is here.
yeah. I think they wouldn't
Okay.
even waste their time.
I'm thinking that song. What was that band, Tony? Front 242. Jesus is here. That's it right there. Can you hear that?
It's
Oh, you
just
guys
bad
can't hear it.
energy.
Yeah, it's just as well.
Yeah.
It's just bad energy, right? Because I've been attacked by, first of all, I've been attacked by just a really vengeful spirit who followed me home while I was doing a historical vlog. I wasn't even doing anything paranormal. He followed me from the most historical block in that town in Long Island. That's where all the ghosts hang out, I guess. But anyway, and he spoke on my I was disembodied voice, so he actually spoke. I didn't have a spirit box on because, like I said, I was doing a historical vlog. You could hear him. That I spun around. I showed everybody on my video. I'm like, I don't know who said that. He said next. That's what he said. disembodied voice. I looked all around thinking it was coming from somewhere. Maybe it wasn't. That guy followed me home. After that, every paranormal stream I went into, who played the spirit box, the spirits had said to me that I was haunted. I even went into Lou Rock's one time. He was a really big YouTuber at the time doing spirit box. And I went into his, I didn't even type in the chat yet. And he turned on the spirit box and it said Christina and Son Go Squad. And I'm like, yep, there's something going on. And I was literally attacked by this. They were trying to warn me, the spirits. And I was literally attacked by the spirit. It was scratching me. I was on your live stream. Do you remember, Benny?
Yep.
I
I
wasn't
do.
a guest. I was in her chat on her live stream.
Yeah.
And I said to Benny, I said, I'm being scratched, and as I wipe it, it's a scab already. Like, what is going on? Like, I was having a little bit of a panic attack. And I remember Rand said, you got to go to the doctor. I'm like, the doctor? Who the fuck is like, what? Like, this is something else. I don't know, you know? So thank God somebody in Benny's chat said, look, get me over here, we'll figure it out. And
Right.
she got somebody else, and they got rid of that for me. And then shortly after that, I was attacked by a fallen angel with literally, I felt like I was being stabbed with electrical bolts, or
Jesus.
like I was being electrocuted in my back. For 2 hours while I was on a live stream, I was being attacked. I was a guest on a live stream. And yeah, because that fallen angel wanted, now that you'll come is more dangerous. Those guys are more dangerous than the demons because they're here. Okay. So that fallen angel wanted me to stop helping the spirits, crossing them over and stuff. And he attacked me for 2 hours. I thought I was gonna die, but I didn't want to give him the satisfaction, so I pretended like nothing was going on.
Right,
For 2
right.
hours, it
So-
felt like somebody was stabbing me with electrical bolts.
Yeah. You know how Christina, you guys mean like a medium, or I don't know,
Yes.
spiritual person. You guys cannot really read yourselves, but I have tarot cards right here. And I would love to ask a question for you if you want, and I'll.
Yes.
Okay, you want to do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to do it too.
Well, okay, Benny. One at a time, though. Okay.
Yeah, of course.
Now I have them
Individually.
all mixed up. So I used to just do it where I would only read the right side up because because I'm new at this, right? So I just try to do everything in this, but now I got them all mixed up. So I don't know. What's your question, Christina?
Oh,
What's
it's a question.
my question?
And Benny, you have to think of one too next.
How
Well,
about
I have so many questions, Diane. Maybe I don't want to
Yeah.
turn.
spirits in general? We'll ask kind of a general question from you though. Spirits, can you tell me, are things gonna get better with my situation in the upcoming months?
Okay.
Not years, months, spirits, months.
Months.
Hello. High five, eggs.
Spirits, are things going to get better for Christina in the next few months? Yes or no, please. I'm new at this. Please give me a clear answer. Spirits, are things going to get better for Christina in the next few months? Yes or no, please. Yes or no?
Well, I met your spirit guide when they did the reading, and your spirit guide is lovely. So I'm sure your spirit guide will help you with that.
Show the card.
I'm doing three. I'm pulling 3 cards right now.
Okay.
First
Glasses.
card, I have the Fool.
Oh,
and it's upside down.
Oh,
Which means poor decision, indecision, apathy, hesitation, negligence.
mhm.
The second card I have is the High Priestess,
Oh, love.
and it's upright. So,
Oh, that's good.
wisdom, sound judgment, common sense, serenity, objectivity, penetration, foresight, intuition, perception, self-reliance, emotionlessness, platonic relationships.
Ah, okay.
Then I have justice,
No.
which is upside down. Now these are all major arcana cards, right?
Yep.
Yeah. It's kind of weird to just pull 3 cards and have them all major arcana.
Yeah, it is.
And it's upside down. So bias, false accusations, bigotry, severity and judgment, intolerance, unfairness, and abuse. So I don't know what that means to you, but do you want me to
Right.
pull any more cards?
No. You know what? That,
That's
injustice
enough.
to me, I get it because I've been trying to get food stamps and medical, even just medical from the state so I could get my back fixed because I'm disabled, but don't get any money because I didn't file the claim correctly with the company. Anyway, so the injustice to me is probably the fact that I can't get any medical. And me giving up is probably the fool part, which was the bad decision. The High Priestess is a good one.
Yeah, High Priestess and Justice.
Yeah. So.
But it's upside down. Now I'm new at reading upside downs because I normally would shuffle them all so they're all right side up because I'm like new at this. That's why I'm like, I'm new at this. Please tell me that give me make a clear answer. Is this clear for you?
Yep.
Okay. Benny,
Okay.
let's shuffle the cards and what are the cards? What's your question and what are you thinking?
How do things look for me legally in the foreseeable future?
Ouch. That's heavy.
Are you planning to do something to a bagger that you're going to end up in jail now?
No.
All right, hold on. All right. How do things look for Benny Loco legally in the near future? How do things look for Benny Loco legally in the near future? Benny Loco legally in the near
Kevin
future.
says, how are you, Diana? Gypsy now.
We'll do this on the
She was born in the wagon of a traveling
I'm
show.
pulling 3 cards.
Uh-oh.
First card, major iconic card, the Emperor.
Dun, 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 dun.
And it's upright. Worldly power, confidence, wealth, stability, authority, indomitable spirit, war-making tendencies, father, brother, husband, male influence, domination of intelligence and reason over emotion and passion, patriarchal figure. That's
Interesting.
interesting. The next card is
I think the card couldn't tell.
Next card is the 6 of staffs, and all your cards are upright, by the way. Conquest, triumph, good news, advancement, expectation, desires realized as a result of efforts. So
Nice.
the next card is the 5 of Cups. Partial loss, regret, friendship without real meaning, marriage without real love, inheritance, incomplete union, or partnership. So legally, that's
Okay.
your near future.
Coolio.
I don't know what it means to you.
It all makes sense.
Well, that's good. I'm glad it does. Because to me, it makes none.
Okay.
Well, and you have to really know the cards back meaning too, you know. So I write my own tarot cards. So because I write my own tarot cards, I do a lot of work and research into what each card means and the back meanings and the front meanings, but also in general, all the different meanings. So, you know, they make more sense to someone like me who's been doing it so long, you know, to know what they were trying to tell me.
Well, I've always heard that, though, people who read tarot cards can never really read themselves.
No, I just ask my spirits questions. I don't really like my spirit guide will tell me if she can something I ask. But mostly what I ask them is like, shit, I just put the damn tripod down somewhere. Where did I put it? Sarah, where did I put the tripod? And I'll get a picture in my head and I'll be like, I left it in the bathroom. Why the fuck was I in the bathroom with it? You know?
Why did I take the tripod there?
Yeah, God only knows. I probably had it in my hand, went in there because I had to pee so fast, left it there, you know, and you know.
I'll put the cards away for now. And no, I'm not a gypsy.
He said he was kidding with you, but
I know. He can bust my balls all he wants to. He's allowed.
you have a free pass, Kevin.
No, because you know it's almost a term of endearment. You know what I mean? Like around, you know, being from Detroit, I'm sure same as in New York. You know, we're like, hey, what the fuck? Why did you do this? And why did you do that? What the fuck? You know what I mean? And we're busting your balls because you're like, why the fuck? You know? And do you guys call like tomato sauce gravy?
No, we call it we call it tomato sauce.
Okay, yeah. See, I don't understand these people because gravy to me
that's the wrong part of New York.
For turkey, like turkey gravy, brown turkey gravy. Okay, that's gravy to me.
The brown stuff you make Yorkshire pudding with, which is my favorite.
Oh,
but I can't have it because everybody who makes it with the gravy that has meat, and I'm a vegetarian. I don't want to eat any spirit animals, so you know, because I have a lot.
It's so good.
So I don't eat animals, but and I try not to kill any. But so you know, I do have a vegetarian one, and I keep saying, oh, I want to make it, but since my oven isn't working, I don't know how it will come out in the air fryer. I'll have to try it. But
what a tomato sauce?
No, vegetarian gravy.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't even know, like vegetarian gravy. Well, you know, a killer marinara on anything. You know what I mean? Just a good marinara. By the way, I love to cook too, Christina, and I've been thinking about starting to do cooking videos because I made bread the other day and it fucking turned out so good. I was like, wait, what?
Did you make it with yeast or not?
Yeah.
And
it turned out
I have
so
a 3-ingredient bread, no yeast, no waiting. Check it out on my channel. 3 ingredients. I do these little ingredients because, you know, who could afford to food shop? So 3 ingredients. My son loves that bread. No yeast. No.
Well, the thing about yeast is that it takes a long time. You got to wait for it to rise and blah, blah, blah. But in between, I get a lot of other shit done. And then I'm like, oh yeah, I hear my thing going off, and I'm like, oh yeah, knead the bread,
bread.
and knead it again, and then you're like, let it rest for another fucking hour, and you're like, okay. But it was really, really good, and I was so impressed. And I was like, I can't believe I just made fucking bread, like
Oh yeah, it
really
would have been
good
so
bread.
good if you taped it.
I
Yeah,
know.
no, you know what? I don't. Somebody asked me a question. 1 second. Do I
The
eat
smell of
tofu?
baking bread
I
is like
eat.
the smell
I
of bacon cooking. It's that equal Pavlov response.
yeah. I try not to eat as much tofu because of the soy is very bad for you. Most of it's genetically modified. So we stick more with like bean burgers and soy-free foods. But that's another one. That's another, if you want to talk about um, people who shouldn't be allowed anywhere in our universe, right along with Dinky is Monsanto. Those two should be put on a spaceship together and shipped off to the furthest universe possible from us. That's all I'm saying.
What's Monsanto? I don't know what that is.
Monsanto is a guy who makes all the chemicals. He made the ancient orange that killed all those people in
Oh, for
Vietnam.
fuck's sake! Right. Okay, I didn't know.
The one who makes all the chemicals that they put in the farms and poisons your food. Yeah, him.
Fucking assholes. Yeah, I'm not a big tofu, but I've never had tofu where it had any flavor. It was always
Yeah.
just ugh,
If
I
you,
just,
it was,
just there.
it was, it's just there.
I, yeah.
There was an awesome Chinese food place who made sweet and sour tofu, and it looked almost like sweet and sour chicken, but it was sweet and sour tofu. And one day, when I've been a vegetarian since I'm 16. I haven't eaten, but I originally started because I had a bad ulcer and I couldn't eat the meat. My stomach couldn't process it. So at 16, I had an ulcer. So what ended up happening was I bought this, sweet and sour tofu for me and sweet and sour chicken for my mom. She ate my tofu, and as soon as I opened up the thing and I saw the chicken, I was like, "Where's the tofu?" She's like, "That was tofu. I ate it. It was delicious." I was so mad because I had to go all the way back and order another one for me. Yep. So it just depends who makes it. But back then, back in the day when I was 16, all there was for vegetarians were tofu. There wasn't all this stuff that they have now.
Yeah.
Game at everything.
No, I consider it a challenge because I am a meat eater, and for when like if somebody comes over and they're a vegetarian, I have all these like weirdo options, and I'm like, oh, how about artichokes? One of my favorite thing to eat is artichoke.
I love artichokes, and I love, which most people don't. I love Brussels sprouts with garlic and butter, but soft.
God.
I like them soft over.
Yeah,
but I love them.
Yeah. See, I do
Hey,
Brussels sprouts with bacon though, and so
I was just going to say, is there a vegan bacon, a vegetarian
Of course there
bacon?
is.
Okay, you take some of that vegetarian bacon and you put it on those Brussels sprouts.
Now they have everything. I made the best. And on my channel, you see, even though I'm a vegetarian, I make these things like, so I made taco pasta salad. And instead of using ground beef or ground chicken or anything, I used the Impossible grounds. Sometimes I'll use the chorizo Impossible grounds. But I used the Impossible grounds and I made this pasta taco salad that was out of this freaking world. My son almost ate. I made a big thing of it. My son almost ate the whole thing. He's like, "Is this really?" He goes, "This isn't meat in here because of all the seasoning and everything." This taco pasta tasted like a taco. Like it was so good. But you could, of course, because my recipe, the way I make them on my channel, you can, of course, put beef in yours and make the same thing, and I'm sure it will taste just the same. you know.
That's
So
good.
Now you guys are making me hungry, and I'm like,
I'm starving. I didn't eat yet, and I'm like, oh, I need to make dinner. Spiken
yeah.
had the right idea. Taco is off the menu. 8647.
Robert Carr, we love you, brother. You're so much fun.
Robert.
Yeah. You know what's really funny on one of my the channels that I watch that just like it's a cooking show. He did what was it? It was a buffalo chicken soft taco smash is what he called it. And I'm
Did
like,
you make it and then like put it in a waffle iron?
this ain't no fucking coincidence, okay? Just saying.
Yummy.
No, he took just shredded chicken and put hot sauce in it and just a couple other things or whatever, and then put it on a flat thing, the tortilla on top of a tortilla, and then he put it on top of a flat
Griddle.
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 Yeah.
Oh.
And they turned it over and then, cooked the inside a little bit, but it was already cooked chicken. It was just kind of browning it a little bit. And then he made like a ranch buffalo sauce. And it was just, it was super easy too. It was fairly quick if you had all the ingredients, but it was just kind of funny. And I'm like, this ain't no accident. I know this guy. This ain't no accident. He's making us chicken tacos.
Yep.
Yeah. Not an accident at all.
Even though he never says anything about politics, right? Like rarely. He will just say there'll be a slight innuendo about something about Dinky. But it's very, very, very slight.
Subtle.
And you gotta really be paying attention to get it. And just the title alone, the buffalo chicken, buffalo chicken. You know how people are like, this isn't buffalo.
Yeah.
Remember, what is it? Chicken of the Sea? And what's her name said, this isn't chicken, it's tuna. And oh God, because people are so dumb sometimes. It gives you a fucking headache how dumb people are.
Chicken of the sea? It's not chicken, it's tuna. No. We grow chickens in the sea now. This is what the GMOs do to them.
It's one of them there sea chickens.
Britney Spears.
It wasn't Britney.
Yeah, it was.
Was it Britney?
Britney Spears or no, it was Hilton.
It wasn't Christina Aguilera. It wasn't Paris Hilton.
Yeah, it was Paris Hilton.
It was not Paris Hilton. It was on a reality TV show.
Right down.
It was not Paris Hilton. No, it wasn't.
Reality
No, it wasn't.
show.
It was a chick. She was married to a soap opera guy. Blonde hair. It wasn't Christina Aguilera.
Oh,
it was
thank you,
Jessica
Lynn, so much.
Simpson.
Jessica Simpson. There you go.
I got it. You assholes. Whatever happened to her career? I don't.
Well, after she said something like that, who's going to follow her, really? I mean,
well, Dinky said they're eating the cats and dogs, and somebody is fucking still following his dumbass.
That Asian joke has been around forever. Don't eat Chinese food. You're going to be eating cats and dogs. So, that's where he got it from. That was 80s New York mentality. You didn't go to the Chinese food place because they were cooking up the cats. That's why.
You know where it came from, too? That weirdo chick with all the face stuff. Laura Loomer.
Yeah. Saw.
No, it was Laura Loomer. Is like, they're eating the cats and dogs in Ohio. Oh, my God, these Haitians. And he said it. And people voted for him. And by the way, he gave a fucking microphone a blowjob. Because I don't know what this means.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means. Except giving a fucking microphone a blowjob. Just saying, people. And you still voted for this fucking dumbass?
I know that was terrible. Oh my God. All the things that even when he talked, I'll never forget, like even my mother said when, what was his stupid lawyer? I was so happy that he's not in the picture that I forgot his name. What was his lawyer, the idiot?
Michael Cohen.
No, the one last time.
He's
Mm.
had so many lawyers, it's not even
Ah,
funny.
come on, the one that was the
I might as well. I might
mayor
as
of
well do.
Dinky, Dinkins. What was his name?
I may as well do a 72 card pickup. Which one's the lawyer? Give me. By the
Come
way, there's
on.
72 cards in a tarot deck, just so you know. Just kind of a
Oh my
52
God.
card pickup. Are you kidding? I don't even know how. I can't.
He was the mayor in New York. What the fuck was his name?
Mayor
Giuliani.
Giuliani. Okay, there you go. I
What
was like,
about him?
come on now. I put him so far out of my mind. But when right before Giuliani was going to be mayor, my mother went to see him speak. And she was like, I'll never vote for that one. I don't care that he's, whatever. She goes, he's so dumb. He can't even control the audience. He got in and we had a big, humongous blackout. And he was, the mayor. And he goes on the radio. Now, this is all you have was the radio on battery.
Are you talking about the blackout of like 2001?
Yeah.
We were in it too here in Michigan.
Yeah.
So it was big.
It was big. And it lasted for days. It wasn't like a few hours. It was 2 or 3 days, I think, right?
Yeah.
So he goes on the radio, this guy, and says, and the people got stuck in the train and they may have sweated. I was like, what the fuck did he say? And I don't know how many times they played that,
I think it was August. Of course you're in a subway train and you're going to be sweating in fucking August.
But he didn't say sweating. He said they may have sweated, which is not a word in the English dictionary. And I'm like, how do they put him on the radio? Like, I was just so mad. But this is what I mean. Like, they can't even speak proper English. And I mean, I'm not that great. I'm from New York too. But the difference is I'm not running for office and I'm not in office. So I could speak however the fuck I want. Okay.
That's right.
But they should, may have sweated. But these government electees should be above, us poor people in New York. We should know how to speak English.
What the fuck is that asshole bitch that just said yesterday that she was at a town hall and somebody's like, people are gonna die, and then she goes, well, we're all gonna die.
Yeah, we are.
That's your fucking answer. Some right-wing Republican bitch. I have it to set up to talk about it on Tuesday on our show, but you guys know who it is in the chat.
Yeah.
What the fuck? This bitch. Well, everybody's gonna die. Well, yeah, everybody is gonna die, but hopefully they're gonna do it when they're old and they've had their beautiful life and all this bullshit. We shouldn't have 20, 30 little kids dying. You should be deporting 4-year-olds who have cancer. Oh my God. I saw a fucking video and I forget which Democrat put it out, but it didn't go viral. And that's the thing that pisses me off. This shit should go viral. It was little kids in a courtroom with headphones on because they didn't speak English. And a judge is asking, do you know what a lawyer is? And they're going, mm-mm. Do you know why you're here? Mm-mm. I don't know why. Little kids with no lawyer, no adult representing them. And then this motherfucking white ass piece of shit old man judge deports them.
Oh my God.
I'm like, it's enough to fucking make you rip your fucking hair out one fucking hair at a goddamn time. These fucking assholes. So don't give them an inch. Ever.
Now that's what you should do. Like, I know Tony knows how to do this. I'm going to give you work, Tony. Sorry. But what we should do is you should pick one video each live stream, put the link in, and go, let's see if we can make this go viral. And then we all share that on our social medias.
Well,
And that will be like the video of the week. Like once a week, pick one video and let's try to make it go viral of things that they should,
yeah,
that people
because
should
these
see.
people are sick.
Make it a short.
Yeah.
These people are they're sadistic. And if you make it a short, it's easier chance for it to go viral, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
So make it a short and you make it fucking vertical. Apparently you have to make shorts vertical, otherwise
Yeah.
they won't go viral. So whatever. I don't give a shit.
So Tony could do that. Tony could definitely make a
Expose them,
video,
though.
a short a week, and then, say this is the short of the week, and we all share it and make it go viral.
Expose these bastards for being the sadistic assholes that they really are. Oh, really? We're all gonna die? How about you first, whatever the fucking your name is?
Yes. Right
your
after
name?
you.
It's not Nancy
Yeah.
Mace. It's some other bitch. I can't think of her name right now.
Mhm.
Where's spiking when you need her? What's the
Junie
bitch's
Three
name?
Holes.
She always, whenever you are like, what the fuck, spiking comes up with it. That's
Did
this
Tony?
one. That's
Did
that
Tony did Tony unblock Junie 3 holes?
Yes, okay. So our last show, we had a troll, and her name was June, and we kind of went after her a bit, I gotta say. But what we do is we bat.
She was trolling us.
We bat trolls around, and then we kick them out, right?
Yeah.
So later on the show, things progressed. I don't even know how to approach this subject without being like,
As they do.
I don't even know. You guys gotta watch it for yourselves, like, honestly. But
Oh yeah, Benny went off on the poor troll. She was like, "Did you see these papers? Look at
and she
it,
was like, Junie,
Junie, look at it."
Junie. Hey,
Junie.
Junie, you ever seen this paper before? Oh, here's the document of the lawsuit. Yeah. Throwing it in the camera. And then later on in the show, we played a clip of a politician, who asked if colonoscopies could be done with drugs. And a female doctor was like, with a pill. No, well, he said with drugs. And she says, we do have a pill that you can swallow, and it goes through your intestines and everything. And then when it comes out, we review what we found.
Yeah.
So then his next question was, well, can we do the same thing with pregnancy? And she was like, and you could hear people giggle in the background because they're like, this guy's dumber than a fucking box of rocks. No, because there's no way the pill would end up in the vagina. So no. And I mean, these assholes, the ignorance of these assholes who are making medical decisions for women is fucking appalling. And then, so I said, yeah, guys think that girls can't pee with a tampon in, and these guys are making the decision. Okay.
Yeah.
And then Spykin said, she goes, most guys don't even know that girls have 3 holes down there. And then Sage later on called Junie 3 holes. And then Damon Dog in our chat said, I'm going to name my bowling ball that. And I think I just could not stop laughing. This is why we have fun on our show. I don't even know how it happens. It's totally organic. And then all of a sudden, I'm dying of laughter, and I'm waking up the next day telling my husband, hey, Junie 3 holes. And he just starts laughing, and I start laughing. And like, next thing everybody's just going, Junie 3 holes.
Yep.
Because it's
Hashtag
fucking funny.
Junie 3 holes. And
Oh my god.
It's literally the funnest thing. It's so funny. And it just happened just organically right off the top of our tongues, and that's why I say we have a lot of fun on our show.
Yeah,
And I
even
know,
though she was coming in and talking smack and bullshit and propaganda and fucking indoctrination and every fucking thing that they accuse us of.
Yeah.
So her radical views.
My husband blocked her, and Benny just said, "Did you unblock her?" And yes, we unblocked her because we want to call her Junie Three Holes to her face in a chat, not really to her face.
We wanted to be able to come back so we could batter her around a little bit more.
And she can bring all her friends with her too.
Yes.
And the algorithm.
Yeah.
Come on, get in here.
Absolutely.
No, it's it's funny because since we've reached 1,000, we've gotten way more trolls. Benny, on your show too, you've got a lot of trolls, and some of them are the same people. And we also on you guys know Stephanie Miller? Stephanie Miller, she's a comedian, radio host. I listen to her show on XM, Sirius XM, but she is YouTube now. And now they have a moderator for the first time in her chat. And all the moderators that were there, or all the trolls that were there that were verbally abusing the rest of us, got all kicked out. And now they're coming over to our channel because they figured it out where we are.
Ruh-roh.
And so now we're getting them in our channel, and I'm just like, bring it on. We'll keep you in, we'll bat you around a little bit, and then we'll kick your ass out. It's kind of fun. Betty really loves doing it.
Yeah. Well, always, back in the day, and I don't understand how these big channels only have 1 or 2 mods, because back in the day, there was so many trolls. You had to mod everybody you knew just so they wouldn't get reported or kicked out or whatever.
Yeah.
So, that's what was going on. We didn't know, so everybody was damn mods,
Well, I liked your approach in the show that I was watching. Everybody in your chat had a smoking jacket, as Benny likes to call them. A wrench is a smoking jacket, just in case for all y'all who did not know. But
me now, I do it more if you're here and you're respectful for a few weeks, you're coming to the live, then I give you one, but more so you could check out everybody in the chat. Anybody who has a channel, maybe you want to check them out. YouTube took it away where you could just click on somebody. You have to be a mod to click on somebody and go straight to their channel.
Yeah.
So it's just easier for them to be able to check other people out, because that's what we want to do, spread the love. Like,
I know, I remember when you used to be able to click on somebody and you could go, it would go right to their channel, but now it's either report or block. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can't go
unless
to their channel.
Unless you're a mod.
Well,
unless you're a
right,
mod,
unless you're a mod. So that's why I mod people, so that they can check out the other people who are in the chat. Hey, listen, this one has a channel, that one has a channel. If you like this, go see that person. Like tomorrow, guys, you saw Eddie and Jen and the vlogs and then some in the chat before. He was talking to you guys. They have a show Sunday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and they have interviews. It's more towards the paranormal and cryptids. If you like that stuff, check out their channel. Eddie or Jen, if you're in there, put in Eddie's channel link, use the mods, and you can share your channel. They go live on Sunday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard, so I'm always over there watching them, and that's more why I do it. So I could just say, oh, click on Eddie, they do this if you like that stuff, for new people that come in. But I have to trust them a little, so I have to they have to come a while,
Yeah. Robert Carr asked Benny, are you modding in Majors tonight? He's on in 6 minutes.
Oh,
if
I
you want.
guess yeah, I'll have to
Right.
make a mad dash
And plus, I'm getting
Yes,
hungry, ladies. And
so I
thank you
me
can
so much
too.
again,
ninja
Christina.
mod. I'll be ninja modding. Nobody will see me, but
Ninja
I'll be
body.
there.
Yeah, I mean we've been here almost 3.5 hours, so you
The
know.
major very seldom gets a troll. Very seldom.
And when they do, he rips them a new asshole, which was always
That's
fun.
over on Facebook. He don't
Oh yeah,
waste
yeah.
his time anymore. And he used
He
to
can't
tear
see it.
those motherfuckers up. But he was
Yeah.
like, look, I'm only on here for a half an hour, and I'm not going to spend a half an hour fighting with you motherfuckers. I got something here I want to say.
Yeah, yeah.
Let that
Great.
sink in.
It's great. Christina, thank you so much again. I really appreciate
Thank you
it.
guys.
Thanks for
And
having
I
us.
want to just say thank you to all of the 21st century suffragettes who came over to watch the show and who subscribed. Thank you so much. I hope to see you guys again soon. Wednesday, I do live card readings. If all 35 of you come, of course, I won't be able to get to all 35 readings. But first come, first serve. And Thursday night we do a live, and so you can come after the girls' show, and then Saturday night I do something, or sometimes during the day if I'm gonna go out. So yeah, we'd love to have you guys. So thank you so much. Thank you, girls, for joining me. It was lovely. I'm gonna play the outro.
Yeah, and
Um,
we want you on our show too, by the way. So
I'm coming that I'm
yeah,
coming next Thursday. You're gonna have to see that how that story ends. I mean,
yeah,
I wrote it, you guys
Next
inspired it.
Thursday.
So
yeah.
you're gonna
Not this
have to
Thursday, next Thursday. We'll see
not
you
this
next
Thursday,
Thursday.
next Thursday. Um, so you girls are going to have to, watch it. That's that's how it has to go now because you inspired it. Thank you guys,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Thank you, honey. Love y'all. Here I am prattling away, and I was muted. So pretty.